Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we're going to go over the new leaks. There aren't that many, realistically. There's like 2 new cards we know we're getting, so it shouldn't take too long to go over them. But I did want to talk about what they could mean is coming in the future, because the leaks themselves kind of but what they kind of could evolve into is the more interesting question. So Upstart Goblin is quite an obvious one. There's a lot of cards that do mention Upstart Goblin in the text. They get bonus effects if you have Upstart Goblin in rotation. I personally don't think it's worth giving up like an actual legend for those small benefits, but technically they exist. There's also the Animagica Witch, which does have some interesting implications. I don't think that necessarily means we're going to get Animagica right around the corner. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. And we did get Witch and Leader a little bit earlier than the others, but we will talk about that when we kind of get into the reveals. That being said, it is interesting. It is interesting that we're getting these new cards. We also want to take a look at the new OCG stuff. And I would like to actually play a little bit of ladder today. We're probably going to play something a bit weird, but we'll see where it takes us, because we don't want to just play Join Tech on the ladder or just play Music Princess. That's boring. We don't want to do that. But first things first, let's see what we have in the chat. So we have Neo X Noah. Hello, welcome. We have Baj in the chat. Holy shit, awake for a stream for once. Oh yeah, welcome on in, Baj. We have Monosync with the first. We'll hit exclamation mark mono in the chat. Always got to give a shout out to the boys. Deck build box again. Let's go. More 6 new cards for 750 gems. Yeah. So, on one hand, it's still less gems than if we got a mini box. So, we're not having to spend, like, over gem cap every month. So, like, silver lining, I guess. That being said, if we had the ability to just have a new mini box every month, I'd probably be happier anyway. The main issue with deck builds is always going to be the fact that there is so much guff in there you just don't care about. Now, some people will care more or less about getting like Overrush or getting non-Overrush versions of cards. For me, I don't really care. It's neat to have different arts or different like types of rarities. I think that's cool. As long as I can play the card though, I don't really care. So it doesn't really do much for me. So looking beyond that, it's there for reprints. And reprints don't benefit us, right? Realistically, if you're in the stream, you are most likely already all in on Rush, right? You love Rush, whether you love the OCG, whether or not you just love the Duel Links version of Rush, that's your game, right? You're already getting 3 times every single card. Now, some of you might be speed players. You might just be hanging out here. You might be like, oh, you know, I play speed, but I'll play rush on the side, whatever. And for you, this might be a little bit more interesting, because now you'll be able to get like the elemental hero stuff a bit easier if you didn't already have them from back when when Go Rush World launched. So there's that. Unfortunately, that doesn't help us, right? We are effectively the core audience, and this is a product that is not good for us, which is bad. So it's like, selfishly, I don't want deck build boxes, right? But for newer players, for players that don't play Rush all the time, deck builds are objectively good for them. So it's just like, what can we do? What can we do, eh? But hello, Louise. We have Corey in the chat. Hey. Technically, we've got 9 new cards. Yeah, Upstart Witch and Dimension Linker. Good old Dimension Linker. Which we have actually seen is getting a OCG print as well, which is very exciting. We knew it was going to come eventually, but now we do have it confirmed. Here's hope it's 10 instead. Come on, Konami, give us the better refuse. Getting it the better Red Eyes Fusion would be huge, but it's not looking likely, is it? I feel like if we were getting it, it would have been in the leaks, but it's not in the leaks, so it's like, eh. They are bad, Fresh. The name changes are bad. I am not diametrically opposed to some of them. Like, I actually think Pure Glass Spears is not a great name to begin with. So, like, I'm not too bummed out by the new name. Berry Fresh and Fresh Berry as well. I don't really care. Like, in my mind, they're so similar. Who gives a shit? There are some that are a bit more egregious. I think the new name for the... Was it the Summon Skull name changer? I forget what its Japanese name was. But now it's called, like, Showdown Skull Archfiend. or something. And I'm like, no, that's just bad. That's just a bad name. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just bad. So, like, I think there are some that are worse than others, for sure. Okay, but it's still going to be, like, 6 new cards and 7,500 gems. I posted all rush stuff in order with rarity and name changes and not in between speed stuff on your Discord. I've already got everything that I need for it, so don't worry about that. We have Ursus in the chat. Showdown, Skull, Archfiend, Lamau. Exactly. I don't like it. I don't like it. I just saw the voiceless voice translations to Portuguese, and even if it makes sense, it's so stupido. I mean, I wouldn't know personally. Animagica and Goblin will be ranked or trade. I mean, yeah, they're going to be from something, right? Something, or, like, something that's not a box. We already know that. What wonders me is there is nothing about the level 8 normal monster skill. Yeah, we don't have the, like, localized, finalized text and name of the skill yet, which is interesting, because we would have expected to see it. What you means we can already build a deck for it. I get Overrush, Meeg-chan, that's all I need. I don't need any other. The skill is already out, even though it still have a month. We get the anniversary level 8. They're probably releasing it at the same time in the card trader. I would imagine that this skill is probably not going to be card trader. I imagine they're going to have it as a event reward slash, like, lifetime mission. Or they'll do it as, like, an event handout, so everyone just get it when they log in. And then it will be a lifetime mission in, like, 7 months when they give a shit and they decide to put it back in rotation, because they seem to do that sometimes. They give out some, like, skills in weird places, and then they're like, oh, don't worry, guys, that'll come out at some point. Like, I assume now we can get Blue Eyes, because there was a period of time where you just couldn't get the Rush Blue Eyes White Dragon. You just couldn't get it. I assume you can get it now. It's hard to tell, because I don't, like, have an account where I don't have everything already, so it's, like, it's very awkward. Everyone is tired of spending 7,500 gems for the new cards. Now, I get what you're saying, right? But you have to accept that that is a selfish opinion, right? I agree. I don't want to pay 7,500 gems for 6 new cards, right? I agree with you. But looking at it through the lens of, you know, players that want to try out Rush, players that are just starting, players that are making a second account and want to get into it, players that are speed and don't want to spend too much money on Rush, it is a good product, so that there are pros. Now, the cons, unfortunately, all of the cons are put on us. We get all of the negatives from a deck build box. It sucks. It's not great. But I do understand that I am not the only audience that, you know, is being... these products are being developed for, right? Now, regardless, we are still the ones getting the short end of the stick. And that sucks. It's really bad. There's nothing we can do about it, though. And some people are going to get a lot of benefit from this, so, I don't like it, but it is what it is, right? That's why I'm not going to get up in arms. I'm not going to get out my pitchfork. I'm not going to get out my torch. I'm not going to start raging. I'm not going to start getting, like, up in arms. Because there's no point, right? Realistically, there are pros, there are cons. Unfortunately, we get all the cons. It is what it is, right? We have Gunkin, Suship, Shari. Now I get to cope for my wife Animagica leader being added instead of just coping for noodles. Leader has a chance, right? Obviously not in the next update. But, like, in the next few months, there is a chance that Leader just randomly come out. I don't know why they would. There isn't really much of a benefit to giving us Leader on its own. And this is something that we did see when it released in the OCG, right? We got Leader. Nothing really to pair with it. It didn't really do anything. And then when the actual Animagica cards came out, like the whole second wave, if we can even call it the second wave, there are only 2 cards in the first wave, that's when it actually became good. And good is even a relative term. A lot of tournament-winning lists were playing it, but there are people like Manicus who, like, really don't like it. The Archfiend name is so bad, it's disgusting. I don't know if I'd go as far as disgusting. I think there's a little bit of vitriol in there, but I think it is bad. I do not like it at all. I would much rather they go back to the original name, personally. Skull, Archfiend, Armageddon. Oh, yeah, was that his old name? That's such a good name. I understand why they don't want to have it in. But at the same time, like, grow a pair, Konami. Just give us Armageddon. Armageddon isn't even, like, that bad of a word. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. It's time for a showdown. Give us Upstart. Does that mean Konami still remembers Dino? Hello, Lost Memory. Yeah, I imagine they're just going to slap a load of dinosaur stuff as ranked rewards and card trader. Like, at the moment, effectively, you get the maximum in a box, and like every other dino card is like card trader / rank reward / like bullshit. Like, it's not from a box. So I could just see them continuing that trend. And then maybe when they give us the next wave of dinosaurs, which will be... Because, like, we still need spells and traps, right? We're still missing all the dino traps. Again, it is way too late, right? Even if we got all the dino traps now, it's not going to matter, right? We're already in Go Rush Fusion territory. The Go Rush, or the dinosaur traps, were, like, kind of playable at the end of 7s, right? We're already well past them being relevant. It just wouldn't matter at all now. But there might be, like, some funny stuff we could do, especially if we got a good skill. But I just don't think it's going to happen, right? What is the difficulty in releasing a structural... I assume you mean structure deck for Rush 2? It's been long since they released the structure for Rush. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, they just don't want to, right? Realistically, they could drop one anytime. It's been... What? It's been 226? It's 220-something days since we got the 7's road structure. And the 7's road structure came out 220 days... after the last structure. So they're just really not giving a shit about structures right now. This might be... Darth Victor has just subscribed for 2 months. Thank you, thank you. Victor, welcome, welcome on in. We'll just let this play out. Hello, hello.
Darth Victor just subscribed for 2 months. Sup, tomato.
Hello, hello. Yeah, so... The biggest issue I have with not giving us structures, personally, is... I really like structures. I think structures are really good. There are a lot of people, though, that don't, right? And the logic is, if you don't get given a free copy, you basically go, all right, I buy one with gems. Because, right, some structures are like, here's a free copy. You can buy one with gems, and we'll give you a discounted gem. So you get all 3 for, like, for not spending no money. Then, for others, it's like, okay, where you get, like, you can get 2 of them in-game, but then you have to buy the 3rd. Some people don't like that. And then for some, I think it was the Ride-Across one specifically, it was like, yeah, you can get 1 in-game, and then you have to buy the other 2. And people just didn't like that, right? So there is a lot of negative stigmatism when it comes to structures. Regardless, I would still like structures personally. But obviously they don't want to make them. And it might be because they got a lot of negative feedback after we had, what was it? We had 1 structure and the main box when the game released. Then we got 3 structures back to back to back, and everyone hated that before we finally got the second box, and everyone really loved the second box, right? And we've sort of seen a similar issue where we had 2 deck builds back to back, and everyone hated it because they're like, no, stop giving us these, like, half measures, right? Give us actual products, right? Like, again, the way I look at it is, since Go Rush has come out, we've basically had, like, mini deck build, mini deck build, mini deck build, mini deck build. As long as they don't make that any worse, I'm kind of content. Right? As long as it's mini deck build, mini deck build. But when it's deck build, that's when I'm like, come on, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? We're barely getting product as it is, and you're now slowing it down even more. Like, this is actually just ridiculous. But, like I say, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, let's try and catch up with chat a little bit here. Laziness. My problem is not even paying for the 6 new cards, but actually getting new decks to play. Kind of annoying, have to come up with whatever just so I don't cog with 7's Road or Hero again. I mean, there's plenty, right? There's plenty to go with. Hello, Kim Friend. Welcome, welcome on in. Our biggest Rush fans killed Kim Friend. Kim Friend is here. We always love having Kim Friend in the chat. The Black Skull Rising skill is worded really weirdly now that I'm looking forward to it. What was the change? I gave it like a quick glance, but I didn't like go deep into it. So let me look it up quick. Where is it? Where is it? We scroll up slightly. Alright, so it's reveal Red Eyes Black Dragon, summon Skull or change Slime from your hand from turn 2 onward if all of the level 5 or higher monsters in your construction deck are Red Eyes Black Dragon. Right, so that's exactly the same. Add 2 level 7 monsters from among Red Eyes... What? Add 2 level 7 monsters from among Red Eyes Moon Dragon and or change Slime Skull Dragon mode. From among is like really... Deck or gravity hand. So it's exactly the same, except they've worded it strangely. I don't they haven't like changed this though, so I don't really know what's the interesting part here. To be honest, it's not that hard to get Cog. Almost all decks get Cog in this game. It's just, yeah, basically, right? Skull Archfiend Armageddon, Showdown Skull Archfiend, Pure Glass Spears. I personally prefer Pull Glaze Spears to Pure Glass Spears. I thought Pure Glass Spears was always a really weird name for it anyway. Legend Magician to Legendary Magician. Again, I don't really care. Like, Legendary Magician still sounds cool. I'm not bothered by that one. Change Slime Fiend Dragon Mode to Change Slime Skull Dragon Mode. I actually think that one is better. I think Skull Dragon Mode actually sounds better than Fiend Dragon Mode. Sorry, I'm late. I mean, you could be as late as you want, Victor. The effect part where it says add up to 2 level 7 monsters from among Moondragon and Change Slime. Yeah, I mean, they're getting cog with it. Those two aren't level 7, that's what I mean. Yeah, I think it's just worded. I think it's just been printed out strangely, right? Might be data mine text or uploaded to the server. I assume so. Though, too bad you can't use it going first from this version now. Oh, that's the point, actually. Going second actually is a huge difference for this skill. I have thought of main deck ideas and is sadly ended as a striker pile. Oh, Marin deck. Marin deck ideas. I haven't really looked at the Marin stuff, so... There goes the hype train. I have no idea what triggers hype trains. They just decide to show up on their own sometimes, and then they just go away. Like, I don't know, man. Can we just get rid of hype trains? There's plenty now that we've got an actual box with decks. Yeah, I think one of the weird thing is, a lot of people said that they thought that this current box that we have now, so the Neos box. Oh, we are in the ads. Okay, we'll let the ads go away. We'll let the ads go away. Nine seconds. 2, 1, 0. Welcome back from the ad break. So, the Neos box we just got, and the new character, a lot of people thought they would have no impact on the meta at all. I think Luis Fernando was like the most outspoken, but definitely not the only one. There were a lot of people that thought this box was going to have literally like no impact at all. And then we had a new tier 1 deck in Aqua that performed very, very well in the GRF. It ended up being like the third. Some people could argue the 4th best deck overall, but it did perform very, very well. The Neos deck did perform reasonably well. Not like crazy standout, but definitely a tier 2 deck. Gradius, again, did show up. It did do quite well. It has won a tournament. We did get a couple of Gradius in that top 100. Second place was on Gradius. So, I think it's all well and good to have your opinion on how something's going to be, but until you actually get your hands in it, no one really knows, right? No one really knows. Neos is tier 2, okay. I mean, Neos is tier 2. Like, I don't know how you could even argue that point at this point, right? It had a top 100 finish. It's done reasonably okay in tournaments. It's not a tier 1 deck. It has not been performing as well as the tier 1s. But it's definitely a tier 2 deck. If you don't think it's a tier 2 deck, I don't know what to tell you. All the evidence is there. But it just goes to show. When new stuff comes out, people have their opinions on it. Sometimes the opinion is wrong. I thought Aqua was going to be worse than it ended up being. I was wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. Right? Yeah, I'll always say, I don't think it's going to be very good. I hope I'm wrong. And sometimes I love to be wrong. Because being wrong is great. It's great. There's plenty. We got actual box of new decks. Those aren't level 7, yeah. It's probably not updated, just like one of the speed skills last time it was linked to the server update. Yeah, there you go then. We have Whistling Bird in the chat. Hello, hello. How is the yapping going pre-Christmas? I mean, I don't think post-Christmas the yapping's going to be much different, but the yapping is going well so far. But hello, hello. We have King John in the chat. Okay, question for you, Tomato. Have you ever seen a Yu-Gi-Oh card with an effect that is similar to the PVZ Heroes? PVZ. Effect Conjure, if you're wondering, Conjure generates a random card to the theme. The card's text, like Cosmic Pea Shooter, conjures a P. I am beyond lost by this. I have no idea. I assume PVZ is Plants vs. Zombies? Especially when we talk about Pea Shooters? But I genuinely don't know. The only way that sort of effect would work, if you, like, generate random stuff, though, is in, like, a digital game. So, like, I mean, you could do it in Duel Links, I guess, but... from Among Us. Neos is tier 2, okay. I'm not talking about being meta, just about having new stuff to play. I mean, yeah, just having new stuff in general good, right? The issue is it can be very difficult to have a new deck enter without a substantial amount of cards, right? Now, you could... I think 5 is the minimum. If a deck gets 5 cards, you could probably build that into a deck that's 15 cards, which means it's going to be like half a deck. And then you just, like, fill in the rest. I think that can be fine, but, like... so Magnum Beast is tier 2 too? No. Why would you think that? What is the logic, Luis Fernando? Because this is something that you always do, right? This is a Luis Fernando specific thing. Luis Fernando decides something in his head, right? He decides it. He has... In Luis Fernando's head, it is now an absolute fact. It is done. It is set in stone. And then you give him an opposing opinion, right? You say, I don't think that because of this. And then you go, here's my evidence, right? Here is topping performance. Here is tournament performance. This is how it's performing on ladder. You know, you have all of this circumstantial, but still evidence nonetheless. And then Luis does mental backflips to try and work out why none of that evidence matters. And it's just, it could be so tiring sometimes. It could be so tiring to have a conversation. God, stop with the nonsense comparisons. Am I able to share a replay I had during the GRF? Yeah, you can share a replay. We can check out your replay. I don't know if we're friends on the main account or not, though. That's the only other thing. Yeah, Plants vs. Zombies has its own card game, which is a mobile game. I did not know that. I played one of their card games before. Is it any good? And, well, Conjure can generate cards you don't even have. So that's sort of like Hearthstone in a way, because Hearthstone does the same thing where you can just make cards. In Shadowverse term, creating loot cards and hand... Oh, yeah, so basically that. Is that Pro Straight in the chat? Hello. To be honest, most of the Cosmic cards from the Galactic Gardens expansion were the ones to introduce Conjure in the first year of the games, like Conjure wasn't a thing. There was someone who got top 100 playing Maximum Beast. But again... What you've done is you've hyper-fixated on one thing that we said and ignored everything else. Right? So what we said was we got a couple in top 100. And we also said, and it's been performing well in tournaments. And then you've just gone, okay, but only the top 100 matters. And it's like, if you're not going to have a debate in good faith, then what's the point? I don't understand. I think we're friends on both. Plant vs. Zombies card game, pay to win, so no. Oh, that is a shame. The Artcore didn't read like a lot, but the draw is really effective than expected. Yeah, I think it did do really well. It genuinely caught a lot of people by surprise. I think some people were just like, oh, we'll just put Curse in here, and the deck will be fine. Just change stuff's battle position. But even if you don't play Curse, because some of the lists weren't playing Curse, they're still doing really well. Some of them were playing like a smaller number of Curse. So like, I think it worked quite well overall. No, it's not. I'm pro-gay. Hello. That's EA for you. I know I was just supported by the Plant vs. Zombie Remaster 2. I will say it's pretty fun in a vacuum. It's basically Hearthstone. See, I liked Hearthstone when it first came out, but I never delved deep back into it. I think I stopped playing Hearthstone when they did the Death Knight expansion. So it was a set where you got hero cards that would replace your hero with like an undead version of them. Which was also after we got the Old God stuff, because I really like the Old God stuff as well. AI slot was so much fun. Stuff just worse than the original Plants vs. Zombies. I know if you were to stream it, you would possibly lose a lot of viewers. I mean, I wouldn't stream it anyway, right? I mean, it's just that people also don't see a board of double 2700 beat stick to be that good of a thing, looking at Worms. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, you need to have some sort of strategy, right? You need a way to win the game. And for Aqua, that way to win the game sometimes is just, I'm going to sit here and refill my deck. And then, you know, you've got to come at me some point. And when you do, then your stuff's in attack position and I can get some damage in. Now, some decks, I guess, like, you could say Music Princess can just bide their time. And then they could go, for example, a full orchestra into, like, double Divine Breath. If you've just, like, amassed a load of cards in your hand, you can then wipe your opponent's back row, then go for double 6,000 Pierce, which is probably enough to kill. So, like, it doesn't work against every deck, but there are situations where it will be really, really helpful, right? Damn, if you stopped at Death Knight, you're playing that crap longer than me. Again, I don't think Death Knight was a class. I think it was when they had, like, the Death Knight themed expansion. But, like, I played that game. I thought it was really cool. The only issue I really had with Hearthstone was one, it was very RNG. Like, very, very RNG. There were things like Shudderwock that had, like, just spammed out a load of, like, random effects and stuff. There was also, I think... Was it Yashiraj? Or was it... One of the old gods just, again, spammed out a load of random spells. And I was like, this isn't very exciting. This is kind of a bit crap. That being said, randomness can be fun. It's not what I'm looking for. If I'm playing a game, I ideally want it to be competitive, right? I want there to be back and forth. I want both players to feel like they're playing the game. I don't really like it when the game just, like, abruptly ends. I think that's one of the issues I had with Shadowverse overall as well. Was I quite liked Shadowverse, like, as a whole. Like, the systems in place were really cool. The primary issue I had with Shadowverse is it felt like you get to the late game, so like you get to like the 10 mana kind of area, and then suddenly the game could just end, right? It's just like, I don't know. I could be at 20 life with like a board of guys that have the ability to like intercept attacks. I forget what it's called, Shadowverse. I haven't played it in a couple of months. The taunt or the whatever the taunt adjacent thing is. We had that. And then your opponent just goes, and all your board's gone, and I'm dealing 20 damage to your face. And I'd just be like, well, guess I'm dead. And I don't know, I didn't really like that. I kind of like when, again, like, you break some of my board, then I try and rebuild it, and then I break some of your board, and then you try and rebuild it, and then... But I suppose, if I want that experience, like, Magic the Gathering exists, right? I have that in other card games. I don't need Shadowverse to be exactly that, but I think that was always the disappointing thing, was like, I felt like there was a lot of good back and forth until there wasn't. And I think that's kind of disappointing. Because especially at the time, like, obviously I was playing Rush adjacent to Shadowverse, and Rush sometimes felt like games just kind of randomly ended, especially around that time, because this would have been when, like, Light Galaxy and Dark Galaxy were, like, the two big decks, and those just, you know, back to the OTK meta, you just randomly die. And I was like, well, I don't really want that in Shadowverse as well, but... Again, that was a bit of a tangent. Is this not RNG enough for you? I mean, basically, right? I just tell you personally, I play pea shooter deck pretty much. I tried to spawn the field with pea shooters. My win condition is either 3 Peter and Torchwood, which can do a maximum of 9 damage across 3 lanes when it attacks or Gatling P boosted. I understood at least some of those words. Again, without a lot of context, it's a bit more hard to fully follow it. What are the alternate win conditions in Rush? I mean, Rush is just deck out, get the life to 0. That's it, right? There's nothing else. I don't think there's any cards that say you win the game. Legends of Runeterra was just more fun. Sadly, the game is also good as dead. Again, I played Legend of Runeterra on release, and I played ranked, but again, it's like, you know, on release, right? So everyone playing ranked is like League of Legends tourists or whatever. I went completely undefeated. I literally never lost a game of Legends of Runeterra, and I got really bored of it. So on week 1 of the game, I played an Elise Shadowlands deck. Is it Shadowlands? Shadow Isles? Shadow Isles deck. And I really liked it. I thought it was a really cool game. But again, there just wasn't much for me there. I don't know. Deck out, Strong Boy. Oh, Strong Boy is just... That's still just getting your opponent's life points to 0, right? It's just like... How do you want to get your opponent's life points to 0? Right? You can burn your opponent, or you can just, like, OTK. But, like, fundamentally, you're always getting the life points to 0, right? Then your opponent's life points to 700 lower. Inflict 700 million damage to your opponent. That's what we like to see. Also, did you see the drawing that Pro sent? Yes, I have seen the drawing that Pro sent. I put it in a little folder, which I call fan art. So this is now officially fan art. That's what I've decided. Tomato, that is called interaction. Exactly. I like interaction. It's weird. It's weird. It might be because, like, I've grown up playing a bunch of different card games, right? So, growing up, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like the big one. I played the Pokemon trading card game. I played Duel Masters. I played Magic the Gathering. I played the World of Warcraft trading card game that came out before Hearthstone. That was like a physical trading card game. I played Versus System, or VS System, some people call it, which is like the Marvel versus DC card game. I think that's all the big ones. I played some others, like, you know, when I got a bit older, but like as a child, when I was just getting in to, you know, just playing card games without like having, because as an adult, when I get into a card game, I have the internet as a resource, right? I can find out every single little thing about it. I can work out what the best cards are. I can buy all the singles I want. I can do whatever I want, find out where all the tournaments are. When you're a kid, you just kind of word of mouth, or like you see an advert on TV and then you grab whatever you could. The meta was whatever won in like your group of friends, or if you had a locals, whatever was just winning at your locals was the meta, you know. But now, because obviously the internet, it's more widespread, the meta is the meta, right? OTKs is the way to know if the opponent has a chance the game isn't balanced. Real. It's just balanced in the wrong direction, that's all it is. Tomato, did you know the latest collab in Shadowverse is free run? Ooh. Okay, that is interesting. The issue is, I'm always in a bit of a weird place with collabs. Oh, this song is too grating for right now. Oh, this is a lot more chill. Hollow Knight OST, let's go. All right, on one hand, I really like collabs when they're handled well, but collabs can sometimes feel a little bit jarring. So, not Shadowverse, Vanguard does collabs quite a lot as well. And sometimes they feel really good, and sometimes they feel really bad. Obviously, Magic the Gathering is the latest offender, where they just do constant collabs, right? And it can get a bit weird. But, like, on one hand, like, if I go grab this, I have my VV card, and I love that VV exists. But it's also really weird. God, it's so blurry. It's also really weird that there are Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards, right? So, like, as a big Final Fantasy fan, and as a big Magic the Gathering fan, I'm happy that this collab exists, but I know there are loads of people that really don't like it, right? So it's always in a bit of a weird spot, especially when, like, the collab stuff ends up being really good. So this card actually got banned in standard Magic the Gathering because it was too powerful, right? So imagine being a Magic the Gathering fan and then being like, oh yeah, the silly Final Fantasy deck of this game you've never played before is actually now the best deck, even though it has nothing to really do with Magic the Gathering. It's always got to feel a bit jarring, right? Is Shadowverse a big thing in the West? It's big-ish, I think is the way to describe it. It's reasonably big, right? It is not small, I guess is the way to say it. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon... Magic the Gathering big, but it's like, it's big. It's bigger in Asia. Shadowverse collab are terrible. The leader ticket is random, and you can only pity them at 350 packs. Well, it's like in Shadowverse 1, they did a Code Geass collab. I really like Code Geass, right? Code Geass is one of my favorite shows. That being said, do I really want to see Lelouch as like a leader? I don't know, man. It's very distracting, I think, more than anything. Wait, what? I'm in Asia myself, and I only heard about Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon and Vanguard for card games. Never heard about Shadowverse. So Shadowverse is a digital card game. It is very, very similar to Hearthstone. It's like they tried to make balanced Hearthstone. So, like, they took out a lot of the randomness, a lot of the wackiness of Hearthstone, and tried to make it a bit more of a serious competitive game. And they did an okay job with that. But then they released a physical version called Shadowverse... God, what was it called? Is it Beyond? Or something? I forget what the name of the new Shadowverse game is and what the name of the card game is. But there's like... The physical game is okay. I don't think it took off quite as well as it did digitally. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright. That being said. Let us, I guess, hop over to here. And then we can start talking about the new stuff, right? Because we are kind of going on a massive just trading card game tangent here. Shadowverse are mad popular in Japan and Taiwan. Yeah, I think Shadowverse is a weird one, right? Because the first game, Shadowverse 1, like, kind of just died. And it didn't just die in the West. It kind of died everywhere. But then the physical game is doing okay. Like, I don't want to say the physical game is doing, like, exceedingly well, but it's doing okay. And then you get the new Shadowverse game, which currently is doing quite well. In fact, let's take a look at the Steam charts. Let's see if we can take a look. So if we go Steam charts, Shadowverse Worlds Beyond. There we go. Shadowverse Worlds Beyond is the new one. Let's see how it's doing at the moment. So this is good, right? So 120,000 peak, right? Yeah, that's the all-time peak. That's like, you know, new game rush. Also, all of this might be in red. Don't read too much into that. Whenever a new card game comes out, there is always a massive, massive spike at the very, very start. And then people peter off. Some people are just checking out the game. Some people are playing, you know, oh, this new card game's come out. It's similar to these other games I played, blah, 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 blah. So, like, even though there is a ton of red here, this is normal. This is very, very normal for this style of game. So right now, we're sitting at about 14,000 players, which is, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad. In the last 30 days, the peak has been 18,000 players. So it's not like, it's not insane numbers, but that's a healthy community, right? 18,000 is still a lot. Now, if you compare it to the 120,000, yeah, it's going to look quite bad. Now, what you could say is, oh, you know, it's dropped by a significant amount. I would say it's not in the best shape right now. Like, realistically, we'd like to see this, like, sitting around 32. And now that we're down to, like, 18 or 14, obviously we're still losing players. But, you know, I think realistically, as long as you've got, like, 10k players, you're going to be fine. But we'll have to see. And again, don't forget, this is peak. This isn't, like, total number of players. This is the total number of players that are online at a single time. So there will be a lot more players than just this number, right? But let's check out the stuff. So we did talk about this on Sunday, but I thought we would just throw it up again because we were talking about this earlier and this is still relevant to today's conversation. We are getting the new deck build box, and we know that we're getting these 3 cards. We do also have some leaks telling us some of the other cards we are getting, which we kind of already knew anyway. Now, the big problem that we have with this is in all of the leaks, we did not see any other fusions, which means it's looking like all we're going to have, if we can spell, as our fusion monster for this deck is going to be Black Skull Dragon. Which, let's be honest, does anyone think this deck is going to be very good with just Black Skull Dragon? Now, to be fair, we did say the same thing about the Aqua deck. That deck did end up being quite good. The Aqua deck's skill, though, was really, really strong. This skill I would not really compare to the Aqua skill. If we go and grab it up again, because I'll put the original version up, because the new version is worded in a very strange way. Let me just go find it. This one. So we'll throw this up. So this is the skill as was written. So it can be activated by revealing 1 change line, Fiend Dragon mode, Red Eyes Black Dragon, or summon Skull in your hand. And if the only level 5 or higher monsters in your constructed deck are Red Eyes Black Dragon and Skull Archfiend again, add 2 change line, Fiend Dragon mode, Red Eyes Moon Dragon, and or level 7 monsters from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So deck or graveyard is good. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. So one thing this doesn't have that the 7 skill does have is this is just you always send a card from your hand, not if you added 2. And also this doesn't say up to 2. This just says add 2. So I guess you have to get 2 and then you have to send 1. Whereas with the 7 skill you can just grab 1 and not send something to the graveyard, right? So this is like, the skill is fine in a vacuum, right? If the tools that we're searching out with this are good, then the skill is good. If the tools that we're searching out with it are bad, then the skill is bad. That's kind of how you have to think of it, right? So Fiend Dragon mode is just polymerization. It's polymerization on legs. So we summon it, we send it to the graveyard, we fuse. So that, okay. So we're going to go +1 with the skill. Theoretically, we're going to be able to grab out everything we need to make the fusion. Now, to make the fusion, we have to give up our Change Slime Fiend Dragon mode, our Red Eyes Black Dragon, and our Summon Skull. Obviously, we'll have name changes, so it'll be like Moon and Showdown or Show... whatever the hell his new name is. But either way, we're minusing 3 to make 1 new boss, so that's a total of a -1. So we're going -1... well, -2, sorry. So we're going -2 to make the boss. We're going +1 off the skill, -1 total. So we basically lose, what, a card from our hand? It's like we're normal summoning a 3200. It's like, again, you have to squint at it, but it's like we're just normal summoning a 3200. Which is like... well, we have to lose another card. It's like we're summoning out a monster and then tributing it to summon out a 3200. That is like the way to think of it. So we've lost 2 cards from our hand total. Am I thinking about this correctly? I've confused myself now. So, alright, we have 5 cards. Activate the skill, go up to 6 cards. We go 1, 2, 3 to summon out our boss, and our boss is another monster. So we have 4 cards total. So yeah, it's basically... we look at our hand, and then we'll summon out the boss, have 3 cards left in our hand. The boss doesn't beat set 3. The boss doesn't beat anything bigger than 32. Like, if our opponent has... Right, let's... Again, it's a weird hypothetical, right? But let's say our opponent just summons out, I don't know, a maximum. Like, a 4,000 attack maximum. How do we beat it with this deck? We can't, right? Fundamentally. But Aqua has the same sort of problem. So the way that Aqua would deal with that is they would just put their cards back in their deck with TSA. So that way they can try and, like, outlast. But the major difference is Aqua can also gain life points. This deck can't gain life points. So it's like... Are you going to be able to stall out the same way Aqua can? And also, we're not going to have the same plussing power as Aqua. Aqua has a way to plus off of Nuvia the Mischievous. You get a card back from the graveyard. You have a way to plus off of Cure Master, who just draws you a card. I think that's it for plussing specifically. We do have a lot of filtering in that deck. But, like... Anyway, hello, a human Portuguese dub fan. Hello, hello. I think Legend Strike is going to be in the next selection box. Maybe. There is always a chance. There's a lot of selection box bait cards that could come out. But then again, we thought that Shady was going to be selection, and then it wasn't. So, who knows? We end on 1 times 3200 on effect monster. Have no spells, no traps, no effect monsters from the archetype to actually support a boss. Only those necessary to summon it. The new text of the skill you have to add 2 as well, not up to 2. Yeah, well, this one is also just add 2, right? Not add up to 2. Only 1 fusion monster is crazy, and it's 3200 vanilla. Andragis can add 5 cards for turn. Can Andragis add 5? I thought it could only add 4. I'm trying to think now. But then, you know, even if you add those, like, a certain number of them, I believe, have to be... Wait, can we add... One moment. Do we have... Oh, no, it'd have to be in-game. Right. Let's come off back to here. Let's take a look at the skill rebalance. I want to see the exact wording of the new skill. For every 1400 attack, from the total attack of every face-up level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls, you can add up to any of the following cards. So you can only add up to 3 cards anyway. Because they can only have 3 monsters. Oh, no, because it's up to... Okay, so, you know, you can add as much as you want then. So you can now just add as many dragon as you want. Okay. In my mind, I was like, well, you can still only add 1 dragon, the dragon, each turn. But with this, you can add as many the dragon as you want. Obviously up to 3. So, like, let's say our opponent's playing Aqua. They're only going to be 27. They're not going to be 28. But effectively, you will have, what, 27 plus 27 is going to be 54. Plus 27 is going to be, what, 7-1? 7-1 divided by 14 is going to be... What's that? That's 5? So yeah, you just... If your opponent has a full board of bosses, you can just add 5 cards. And, you know, 4 of those cards can be bodies. That's... Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's try and catch up again. Tomato, could you explain, is Upstart Goblin big deal, and is it really that good having 29 cards a deck? No, Upstart Goblin is a bad card in a vacuum. So we'll bring it up quickly now, since it's being talked about. We will go ahead and throw it up on the board. So first off, Upstart Goblin is in the leaks. There it is. It's right there. Upstart Goblin Rushdoll. We've got it here. Upstart Goblin, this is a bad card. This is straight up a bad card. The main reason it's bad is because it's a legend. If this wasn't a legend, this card might actually see a decent amount of play. But because it's a legend, it is dog shit. It is actually a terrible, terrible card. Drawing 1, obviously, is not drawing 2. This is just worse Pot of Greed, and we heal our opponent for 1,000. The reason Upstart Goblin is even in the game is because we have other cards that say, do stuff with Upstart Goblin, or do bonus things if we have Upstart Goblin. So we'll talk about some of them now, quickly, I suppose. So Ritzy King Rex is the one that saw the most play. right? Now, Ritzy King Rex saw play without Upstart Goblin, and I should also mention, Ritzy King Rex saw play back at the end of Sevens. This card saw play when it came out. Now, that was probably about a year to 2 years before Eternal Galactica Oblivion came out. So this card coming out would almost certainly see no play, but you never know, there might be some weird stuff you can do with it. So this is a dinosaur monster. Your opponent has no cards in their hand. Each player draws a card. So people just use it for that. That was it. Then, if both players drew by this effect, you can set one Upstart Goblin from your graveyard to your spell and trap zone. No one ever did this effect. This effect was completely redundant, right? It's bad, don't play it unless you're Dino, but with you play, pot you're playing a 28 card decks and don't give life. Gradius Black Skull Dragon could still work Copium. I mean, maybe. The difference is Red Eyes and Summon Skull have 0 of their support, and that isn't used to summon the bad fusion. You can add 2 fusion and 3 monsters. Remember good times, Duel Links without Rush was real Duel Links. I think, for me, I really liked Duel Links until... Ooh, would it have been midway GX? Like, there was one point where I remember feeling like they were releasing too much product too quickly and too much product that you had to spend money on. And I was like, I'm out. I'm just out. And the only thing that actually brought me back to Duel Links was Rush coming out. So I am quite thankful for that, because I do think Speed is really cool. I know there are just as many people in the chat that really don't like Speed at all, and they would rather like Speed wasn't a thing, and they just don't want to engage with it whatsoever. Personally, I'm middle of the road. I like both formats. I'm always going to say that. I really like both formats. There have been metas that I haven't liked in Speed, and those are specifically... It's very selfish reasons, right? Like, the reason I don't like some metas in Speed is because cards are being played widespread to deal with certain other decks that also hurt my deck. So, like, whenever, for example... Dweller was seeing a lot of play. Dweller messes me up, so I don't like it when Dweller's seeing play. So when there are lots of decks that get really hurt by Dweller, I'm also sat there like, I'm collateral damage getting hit by Dweller, right? That sort of thing. You can add more than one of the dragon. What do you mean Animagica is coming? So we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute, Pokemon Stream. One thing at a time. Only one card. You can add more than one dragon. You draw another full hand. This is crazy. Why is the legend to draw one? It's because of cards like this. We're going to go through all of them. Upstart Goblin on Aqua Trust. Dogshit Legend. Why am I giving you 1k? Psychic. Upstart Goblin. Think Season Speed Duel. To add 5 cards, opponent need to have 7k at least. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, right? We were talking about them having 7,100 attack. You want to know the first time I installed Duel Links? SSA meta way back when. That was like C Stealth Attack meta. I actually didn't... C Stealth Attack when it came out was actually so busted. I remember being like, this is the most bullshit thing of all time. But I played Amazons, which is basically like C Stealth Attack Light. So like, I can't really be too upset with it, right? It was the first pay to win. Yeah. I didn't hear if you talked about the other drawing that Pro sent. Pro sent me like 20 drawings. It's not... I'm not going to like go through all of them right now. Out of all of them, I think the one I like the most is the... what do you call it? The negative space one. I think that's my favorite one. But Ritzy King Rex. What else is this card used for? Well, it's used as a fusion material to make Hyper Upstart King Rex, made using Super King Rex, which we already have, which is a dogshit card, and Ritzy King Rex, which is also kind of a dogshit card. Place one dinosaur-type monster from your graveyard to the top or bottom of your deck. Okay, we're going to have 2 in the graveyard when we summon this anyway. Gain 700 attack. Okay, 28 becomes 35. That's fine. That's not awful. All right, that's not abysmally bad. Then, if you have Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, you can add 1 spell card from your graveyard to your hand. Now, some people might be going, oh, you can add any spell? That's so good. Until you realize you can't add a legend spell. Because your legend spell is Upstart Goblin, which is shit. So, it really limits what you can grab. Like, right now, you'd be able to grab, what, Back Row Hate? You could grab Curse. You could grab... I mean, what else would even matter? Like, we don't have, like, Jest. But even Jest is a bit weird. I mean, I think you probably would get Jest if we had Jest with this. And that would actually be quite good, but... Are you the paintress now? Bro, SSA Metal? I feel old already. SSA Meta was like... I didn't hate SSA Meta. The meta I hated more was what was it called? The nature deck with flip effects with is it Kumashrumo? It's not Naturia. It was the other one. I can't remember what the deck was called, but I hated that deck. I hated it. I hated it so much. I started teching Mystic Swordsman level 2 into my fish deck just so I could attack over them and just get rid of them without having to. Yeah, Sylvans. I hated the Sylvans. Sylvans, such little shits. Add Cosmos Princess. Oh, I don't know about that. Hello, Duan. Welcome on in. If you saw the drawing, probably Pro gave an idea. I made said idea. Add Sparks. Mono, do you want to see the drawing? You could grab TSA. TSA is probably one of the better things you could grab. One or two your fave, not all. I'm interested. Alright, so yeah, Hyper Upstart King Rex is kind of bad. Again, this card saw fringe play when it first came out, which again was like right after we got like Seven's Paladin, right? That is around the time we should have got this card, right? But we still haven't got it, so if it comes out, unless it gets some busted skill, it's probably still going to be dog shit. This is a much more modern card. I want to say this came out about 3 or 4 months ago, so this is like a retrain. This is Commanding Ritzy King Rex. This card's name becomes Ritzy King Rex while in the graveyard. If the only monsters in your graveyard are dinosaur-type monsters, and you have a legend monster or Upstart Goblin. So again, if we have the Upstart Goblin in the graveyard, destroy 1 monster on your opponent's field. Now, that's a good effect. Now, the requirement still kind of sucks, but that effect is a good effect. Then, if you have Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, you can draw a card. Oh, that suddenly makes Upstart Goblin look a little bit tastier. Still not good. No, realistically, unless we have a way to force Upstart into the graveyard, if we had like a skill that sends Upstart to the graveyard, similar to how Metarian can send Monster Reincarnation to the graveyard, maybe this actually becomes good, right? But we still don't really do anything unless we get Upstart the graveyard. Now, this also says you could have a legend monster, but also all of the cards in our graveyard have to be dinosaurs, which means the only legend monster we could possibly use to fulfill this requirement is Superconductor Tyranno. Now, this card has just been hit in speed because it's done some disgusting OTK stuff. In rush, it's probably fine. So the effect is also kind of a bit crap. Send a monster from your field to the graveyard, inflict 1,000 burn, but then it can't attack. So this is like bad extra spice for dinosaurs. I don't know, man. This is just kind of very mid. 3,300 attack is nice, but you're almost never using the effect. They weren't even a flip deck. It was just Kumushumu. Well, they were like, it was like a mill deck, right? But the whole thing is, if you stopped Kumushumu from going off, then the deck didn't really do anything, right? So that's why we had like specific outs to it. Real triangle, let's draw. I've been drawing from time to time. It's like once every 2 years. For the OCG stuff, I know it's a bit older, but did you already look at the pack with Monumenthus, the Egypt Beast Warrior theme and Moonphase? Yeah, we've already talked about those ages ago. But again, they haven't got effects yet, so we haven't really dived too deep into them. But yeah, Superconductor Tyranno is bad, but like the only way Upstart Goblin is like going to do absolutely anything is if we get all of these cards. Like, we need to get Commanding. Without Commanding, Upstart Goblin, in my opinion, is just DOA. Like, no one's going to play it. It's just straight garbage. We need at least this. If we don't get at least Commanding, what's the point? If we even just get, like, you know, Ritzy and Hyper Upstart, King Rex, these are still not going to be good enough to make it playable, right? But we do have 2 other cards to talk about. So the first one is Unfulfilled Goblin. This card did see a tiny amount of play. Not a ton, just a little bit. Send this face-up card from your field to the graveyard. 1 face-up level 8 or lower monster on the opponent's field loses 500 attack to the end of the turn. Then you can place 1 Upstart Goblin from your graveyard on the top of your deck. If you do, you can destroy 1 face-up level 8 or lower monster on the opponent's field. So if we got this, as well as Commanding, we could pop a monster, get a draw, then summon this, reduce another monster by 500, put it on the top of our deck, and then pop a level 8, which in the current meta, there's a lot of level 8 and lower decks running around, so this would actually be reasonably okay as a deck, I think. Again, you'd still need a good skill. You forgot about we're in Duel Links, and all we need is a yellow button. Well, let's say, if we get a yellow button that sends Upstart to the graveyard. But again, I still think we'd need commanding. Like, we need something, like... We still need a way to make use of the Upstart. Like, being able to recycle a spell is just not good enough. But they can make a skill to conduct Tyranno for -1 tribute. That's still not good enough, though. Right? Like, getting this out for 1 tribute is nice, but, like, all you've done is just got a basically 3300 vanilla most of the time. Now, if you do this on, like, turn 1, it's like, would you -1 to burn your opponent for 1000? I still don't think that's good enough. And the other issue is that the other the other boss monster we'd have to play is Super King Rex, which also is dog shit. It's just a 2500 that can bring back a normal. So either you have to play a chunk of normals just to be able to make use of Super King Rex's effect, or he's just a 2500 vanilla, which is like just all around bad, right? So the last card is Start Goblin. Beast Warrior, send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 6 or lower monster from your hand to your field face-up. Corey just subscribed with Prime. Whoa, 2 subscriptions in 1 stream. What is going on today? Thank you, Corey. Let's wait for this to play out.
Noah Kuma 666 just subscribed with Prime. Only more Harpy support can save us now, XD.
I don't... Oh, Harpies is like such a weird one for me. But that being said, when Commanding came out, it was actually very similar to the Harpy's Pet Master. Now, I will say that I think Harpy's Pet Master is, you know, much better. But if we go and find it quick, where are you? This one. This card is so, so good. And this card, like, made Harpies tier 1 again after they'd already fallen out of the meta. So this card's name becomes Harpy Lady while in the graveyard. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady to the end of the opponent's next turn. Then if you have 3 Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters face up on your field, again, all the Harpy cards change their name to Harpy. You could destroy 1 monster in your opponent's field. So just, again, really, really strong effect. But again, we're not expecting to get that. But the monster summon this effect gains 500 attack. This card did actually see a little bit of play in XQT. So if we do get XQT, maybe this card sees a bit of play. And then if you have Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. I mean, this part of the effect is just... It's awful, right? Who cares about that, realistically? Damn, Goblin got a big brain. He's starting up a company now. Exactly. We're starting up the company. Then he's unfulfilled in his old age. Or he's unfulfilled, so he starts a company. Who even knows? Who even knows the lore of these cards? We got Celebrontosaurus in this one. But yeah, I don't know. I like to think we could get some dinosaur stuff come out, but I do not think it's going to be good unless they go ham with it. Again, I think we need to get... If we get rid of that. I think we need to get commanding. And we need a skill. And without both of those things, I think Upstart Goblin is just not going to do anything at all. But it is what it is. It is what it is. That's a Chronicle story worth of animating. I mean, maybe. So, we'll go and take a look at the other stuff. So first things, we have the box. And we have confirmed what we already knew, right? Shadow, we have Red Eyes Moondragon, Showdown Skull Archfiend as like 2 of the other cards. Legendary Magician is the new name. The other card we didn't know about is Change Slime Skull Dragon mode, which, you know, we knew about, but now we have it confirmed. And then Polglaze Spears, which, like, is fine. Again, we already knew about this, so there's nothing, like, new. What is interesting, though, is up here. Animagica Witch. So we're getting this. This is coming out. Legend Battle against the Dragon. I mean, that would be pretty good. So Witch is... this card is fine. This card did actually see play when it came out. Specifically, it saw play in... the... God, what was the deck even called? What was the guy that played the deck even called? Oh, God, we're having a massive brain fart. This was Quaidle's deck. Use this card. What is that deck called? Why have I forgotten what they're called? What is Quaidle's deck called? It's like light something, right? I'm waiting for chat to like... Prime. There we go. Prime. That's the one. I never liked the Prime cards. I always thought the Prime cards were really badly designed. So the logic of having cards that you could summon out a bit cheaper, I always thought was pretty cool. We'll look at the Animagic stuff in a minute. But like the actual, like, they're just retrains of everyone else's bosses. I thought that part of it was a bit crap. I never really liked that, but again, some people are going to like that, some people aren't, right? Oh, great, another Cyclone card that would work for my deck that I can play, that I can't play Mage. Prime, Advanced Summon. Yeah, I didn't mind, like, the Prime Advanced Summon stuff. I thought that was cool. Like, in the sense that you can summon it for 1 tribute, or you can summon it for 2 tributes, and it's got different stats based on what you do. I like that mechanic, like, conceptually. I didn't like the fact that all the cards were just like, oh, this is just Jointech Rex, but it's Prime. This is just the Martial Hound, but Prime. I didn't like that part of it, personally. You could play this in Blue Eyes. The thing is, though, why would you? I guess is the question. I guess if we had a lot more Blue Eyes support, I could see this coming in, but like the Blue Eyes skill and the Blue Eyes cards are still just kind of a bit like eh. Hello, Sora Mia. Welcome on in. But yeah, we can reveal up to 2 level 7 or 8 light attribute effect monsters in your hand to your opponent. Draw cards equal to the number of cards revealed to meet the requirement. Then shuffle the cards from your hand into the deck equal to the number of cards drawn by this effect. So it's just cycling. This is fine. It doesn't plus us, which obviously we'd like to do, but you don't need to plus with every single card, right? This could also see play in a couple of other different decks. I don't think this would see play in Celebros, because we're not playing enough 7 and 8s in that deck. But I could see this... Well, I think I did play this in Secret Investigators. Or Secret Agents, I think they're now called. So, like, there will be multiple different decks coming out in the future that you play this with. You can also use this in the new... what's the deck even called? The new, like, level 8 deck. We get up Leader quick. We're going to show Leader off in a sec. So we are getting the new... Where are you? Dimension Linker. We're getting Dimension Linker. This is a level 8 light monster. And people have already theorized you can play Blue Eyes White Dragon with this, which is a level 8 light monster. And if you really wanted to, you could also play the Pure Glass, which is now the Pull Spears. Has it been updated? It has. You can also play Pull Glaze Spears with it, which is also a light monster, right? So there are a lot of level 8 light monsters that you'll be able to put. So theoretically, this could see play in the new like level 8 light deck, right? Getting Quaidel before Rovian. I don't think we're going to get Quaidel for a long time yet, but it just goes to show that what we could do. So, we kind of already talked about this, but Animagica is also an archetype, and this is the first card from the archetype, although it's not really part of it. The other card that came out at the same time as it in OCG was Animagica Leader. This card is not great without the other Animagica cards. So, requirement none. Special summon 2 level 4 or lower monsters with 900 less defense from your grave or face it to your field. You're probably thinking, that's crazy! So you tribute 2, and then you just get to summon 2. So you break even. It's just like normal summoning Leader, and then you'll have 2 really cool monsters. Except, if you do, you can activate the effects of level 8 or lower monsters to the end of this turn. So you can do that, but you'll just have this out as a 2500 vanilla, effectively, and 2 other monsters, which are probably low level. Well, they have to be level 4 or lower monsters with 900 less defense. So, like, the main issue is we can't use the effects of the stuff that we bring back. If we could, then this would be insanely overpowered, right? Because you just summon, use effect, tribute, summon, get them both back, use the effect again, use the effect again. If all of those cards plus, then you'd be getting a +4 off of it, right? Which would just be really, really good. Unfortunately, that's not how this works. The way that this card sees a lot of play is that we use it with continuous effects. And the continuous effects are going to be things like Animagica Double Saber, which is continuous effect. When you normal or special summon a beast monster face up, your opponent can activate trap cards. Increase the level of face up light attribute beast monsters on the field by 2. So this is how you made good use of Leader, is you summoned out monsters that had these continuous effects that didn't need to activate their effect, right? There are 24 or 25 monsters fitting the Witch's effect so far in Duel Links, but I don't know. In none of the decks, it looks great. I mean, it comes down to, does your deck need the consistency? That's what it comes down to. Because again, realistically, if you're playing a monster in your deck, it has to serve a purpose, right? So, if you don't have something that's like plussing you, if you don't have anything that's like immediately getting you to your game plan, there's no reason to not run it, right? It's great in Gradius for Duel Links. Oh, you're talking about Animagica Leader. Yeah, I mean, continuous effect. If you could bring back a full custom. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Who doesn't need consistency? I mean, exactly, right? This card can summon Gradius Fusion 2 with that effect. There we go. Gradius is continuous effect. It doesn't matter. Who needs... Well, the other thing is, the major issue with this is that you can't... The things you bring back have to be level 4 or lower. So the biggest they're likely going to be is like 15. Whereas if you just bring back Ripple Laser, that's still just a 2500 guy. Which is still much better than bringing back a 15, right? I guess you can play Witch in Royal Rebel. I mean, you could. Absolutely could. As long as the skill doesn't lock you into only playing Fiends, which it might do. It depends which skill you're using, I suppose. But yeah, Animagica is a very, very strong deck. This has seen several waves of just being a really, really strong contender. This deck recently came back into the meta. Well, it never really left the meta game, but it became a really strong deck again because Monarchs became really strong, and this was like one of the better trap spam decks. So this is also a more modern boss monster, which is why it has this little line on it, which says you contribute summon this card in attack position by tributing one monster, which is really, really important because in the modern game of Rush, in the OCG, if you're not summoning your bosses with a discount, it is generally considered quite wasteful, especially if you like tribute 2 monsters, summon out a guy, and then it gets hit with a trap. That's you just like -3'd, right? You've got nothing out of it at all, and you're now in a really bad spot. If you only lose 1 monster to summon it, then you've only -2'd, right? Immediately, the card economy-wise is just so much better. So much better. The Royal Rebel skill lock you into Light Fiend. That's why it's bad. There you go, then. But yeah, I don't think we should talk too much about the rest of these Animagica stuff, because I don't think any of it's coming. Realistically, the big standout for me is Sorcerer. And that's because Sorcerer is generic beast support, but there aren't that many good beast archetypes. Like, recently we've seen Sorcerer seeing play with the new War Lion stuff, which is pretty cool. But outside of that, like, Sorcerer is kind of limited to just being used in this deck. But yeah, we are technically getting our first Animagica. So we could get some of the other ones. I think the one that we're more likely to get is Leader, but they might not even give us Leader until they want to give us the rest of it. Just play with the old skill. Yeah, but the old skill is still bad. That's the other issue. It's like, realistically, I think we have seen some people try the old skill. We have seen people try the new skill. The new skill, I think, has performed better overall. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think the new skill is infinitely better than the old skill. I think the old skill's fine. It's obviously still underpowered in the same way the new skill is underpowered. But I think the new skill has outperformed it a little bit. But that is it for all the leaks, right? There's nothing else that we need to cover. It's a little bit sad that we're not getting our boy, Black Dragon Skull Archfiend. I mean, based on what we're seeing here, right? The Red Eyes deck looks... I want it to be good. I want the Red Eyes deck to be good. I really do. I really want it to be good. I just think, without a game plan, what is the deck doing? Right? Like, if we're not summoning this, and we don't have a way to pop our opponent's defense position monsters, we don't have any way to gain life points, we don't have any way to change our opponent's battle position, we don't have any ways to get pierce or multi-attack, we don't have any way to deal with big threats. I just feel like the deck has, like, nothing going for it. Like, why would you play this deck over Spellcasters, right? Like, is there a reason to play this over Spellcasters? Like, what does this deck do that Spellcasters doesn't do? I guess is the question. Got to combine Black Skull Dragon with something, I guess. We are wrong about Aqua, who knows the deck, but the deck looks ass. The thing is, we have the power of retrospect and hindsight, where we can see why we were wrong about Aqua, right? We can see how Aqua ended up being quite good. And I'm trying to apply that new knowledge to these Red Eyes cards. And I'm trying to see the vision of, like, what are these cards going to... Because they must have done internal testing, right? They must have worked something out. They must have seen something. But I just don't see it. I do not see it. Spellcasters can kill you in 1 turn through triple set. Very rarely, though. Spellcasters generally aren't known for OTKing. That has generally been their weakness since they came out. Like, I'm not saying that it can't do that. I'm saying they can do that, but that is when they mega high roll you, right? Aqua has so many tools, can summon 3 bosses, actually has stuff to support the bosses. Red Eyes has none of that. Yeah, that's basically how I'm looking at this. Again, I really hope. I really do hope that we get something. Because, like, there's still a chance, right, that they could just randomly drop Black Dragon Skull Archfiend. It's just, it's unlikely now because it's not in the leaks. So, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Is that Rarity in the chat? We'll do exclamation mark. Rarity, there you go. Welcome, welcome. I read the stream title and say Animagica, Bad Hikari, gonna be tier 0. So we're getting this Rarity. This is the Animagica card we're getting. So originally in the OCG, Animagica's first wave was just 2 cards. So it wasn't really a deck. It was just like a couple of things. And Animagica, which did actually see a lot of play at the time. But we're not getting the bulk of the Animagica stuff yet. Sevens is so bad without Cyclone. I think Sevens is fine without Cyclone. I think, again, it's very easy to be very hyperbolic with it. But Sevens plays a lot of games where they don't get the draw with Cyclone, right? And it's not like they just automatically lose if they don't get a draw of Cyclone. So, like, are they a lot better with Cyclone? Sure, right? But do they need Cyclone to, like, win? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that being said, I do think that Sevens has been falling out of favor and falling out of the meta a little bit more with every single product release we've had. It did almost actually fall out of the meta before, and then it came back in a big way. Hello, chat. Hello, Rarity. I mean, is Red Eyes the bottom of the ocean? Is the place for them just like in Speed? No. So, the thing is, Red Eyes has actually been quite powerful in Rush. But it's like, it's off the back of cards that aren't these cards, right? If we jump over here, we'll go and look at the Red Eyes cards again. So the Maximum has seen some success. Not a ton of success, but has seen some success. Well, that is a Red Eyes deck, right? Meteor Black Drake, this card's been pretty good. This has been like the primary boss of the deck, which is Meteor Black Mars Dragon. But again, these are all Red Eyes plus Meteor Dragon stuff, right? This is where we're seeing the bulk of these cards being really, really powerful. Plus Meteor Flare Fusion, again, really, really good card. But it's just like, we don't have any of that stuff. If we go over to the Summon Skull stuff, less of this has seen a ton of, like, good support. The big thing for this, for me, was Manifestation. Manifestation is a really, really good card. Because you can summon this very easily. So, in the OCG, there's a card called, which is now going to be localized, I assume, to Battle Tested Curse of Dragon, which is like the Battle Tested Gaia that we have at the moment, except you can use it to make this, right? That's the benefit of it. So you just go into this off of just one normal summon, which is like so good. Just getting this out like your normal summoning it from your hand is really, really good. And its name becomes Summon Skull. Summon Skull gains 500 attack, so it becomes a 3000 attacker. And then the other one is Confusion. Confusion is really, really strong as well. So it becomes Summon Skull while in the hand or graveyard. Send a Dark Attribute Fiend monster from your hand to the graveyard. This turn, this card becomes Summon Skull. Then you can take control of one face-up level 8 or lower monster on the opponent's field, except a Maximum. Yoinking your opponent's guys is so annoying. It's so annoying to have your guy yoinked. It's so sad. The hope is that there's some hidden card during the month. We still don't get the selection for. I mean, I hope we don't get selection 4. I really don't want another selection box. When would you ever play Upstart over Pop, by the way? Yeah, so we've already gone through this, but we'll touch on it briefly. We'll give you the abbreviated version. Upstart Goblin, bad. Just straight up bad. The reason to play it is because we have other cards that do stuff with Upstart Goblin. So this card did see a bit of play originally, but realistically wouldn't see much play in Duel Links, I don't think. And this would let you get Upstart Goblin back when you use it. Then you have things like Hyper Upstart King Rex, which is if you have Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, you can add a spell card from your graveyard to your hand, which is like, okay. Realistically, you're not going to get anything super impactful because the best spell card in your deck is going to be a legend spell, and your legend spell is draw one card, so that's just kind of ass. Commanding Ritzy King Rex, this would be the good reason to have it, right? This would be the reason to actually play it. So if the only monsters in your graveyard are dinosaur-type monsters, and you have a legend monster or Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, destroy one monster on the opponent's field. Then if you have Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, you can draw a card. This card would go very, very hard. This would be such a powerful card. This is arguably maybe too strong, because destroying something without restriction is really, really good, right? Get rid of their fusion. Get rid of their face-down defense position. Get rid of their Maximum monster, right? This just gets rid of anything, which is maybe a little bit too powerful for the game right now. But, you know, maybe with this effect, people would actually play Upstart Goblin. Then there's Superconductor Tyranno. This doesn't do anything with Upstart Goblin, but this is the only monster that is a dinosaur legend monster, which means if we want to use Commanding Grixie Rex, you'd have to use Superconductor Tyranno. And then the only other two cards that mention it is Unfulfilled, which is if you have Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, you can put it on top of your deck. If you do, you can destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster in the opponent's field, which is okay. In this meta specifically, it would be pretty good because a lot of people are playing level 8 and lower monsters. We're thinking Heroes, we're thinking, you know, Jointech, we're thinking Aqua, even Gradius, like if we're counting that in the meta. Neos, like all of these decks are playing level 8 and lowers quite easily, so you'll be able to hit them. Then the last one is Startup Goblin, and this one just burns your opponent for 500 if you have Upstart Goblin in the graveyard. But this is the reason you play it, not for its effect itself, but because there are lots of other cards that work with it. In Dino, nowhere else. Psychic Trust. Hope you have a good birthday, by the way, Human. Yeah, I hope you had a good birthday as well, Human, by the way. I hope you went out. Maybe you got some nice food. Maybe got some nice presents. And there's the ad. Time to rehydrate. Actually, while this adds, I'm going to grab a jacket because it's getting a little bit chilly. We're back in a sec. I'm back. I went and grabbed the jacket because it was cold. Hello. Welcome back from ads. And I'm back as well. Dino Tier 0? I don't think so. I mean, the only way Dinosaur's going to be remotely good, I think, is if they give us Commanding. If they don't give us Commanding, I just don't think it's going to matter at all. But if we do get Commanding, there's a chance. There's always a chance. But that is pretty much it. I think that maybe Leader sees a little bit of play. I think... Oh, Leader. Witch. I think maybe Witch sees a little bit of play. Upstart Goblin, without anything else, is going to see 0 play. I think we will see people experimenting with Spears, but I don't know how good it's going to be. Legend Magician is another one. I think Legend Magician is going to gain really high value in Duel Links because of its ability to add a Legend normal monster to your hand. I think outside of that, it's not as important. Because in OCG, we don't have skills that set everything up for us. So having a way to dig through your deck, find what you need to be in the graveyard and put it in the graveyard is a lot stronger. That being said, maybe you could play this in like, I don't know, like... Nah, there's nothing. There's nothing you'd play this in, I don't think. Like, specifically, other than using the effect to get normal monsters back from the graveyard. Hi, back. I'm Darth. Sorry, it's old. It's older could resist. I wanted to be optimistic. Next month's character would be Rush, but I think it's very hard. I would like it to be, obviously, for obvious reasons. It's one of those weird ones as well, where for me, I don't know what speed characters could get me excited, right? Rebecca, for me, was exciting. I liked getting Rebecca. I thought Rebecca's skills were really interesting. The second I read the Graceful Charity skill, I was like, there's some really cool stuff I can do with this. As soon as, like, Marin was announced, I was like, I don't really care. I don't have any, like, nostalgia for Marin. I don't really care about Marin's deck. I looked at the skills. I didn't think there was much that interested me specifically. So, like, I don't even know what speed characters they could do now that I would be like, whoa, oh, exciting. I'm looking forward to this. So for me, it's just, I'm just looking forward to Rush stuff. I just want Rush. I want all the Rush. Commanding plus an OP skill. I mean, the skill, if you had a skill that gave you a discount on summoning dinosaurs, that also dumped Upstart Goblin in the graveyard, or even better, right? No, because they're giving us a copy of it. I was going to say, a better skill would be to send it or to create one in the graveyard from outside of the deck. But I also would like to go even further. I almost would like them to also throw a normal monster in the graveyard as well that you can just bring back, so you don't have to run a bunch of crappy normals in your deck. Like, they would have to do so much, and even with that, it still might not be enough. It genuinely might not. Sea Serpent back. Gaia. Use Magician with Black Skull Dragon, I guess. I mean, you could. But, like, you don't need it. You don't need the consistency that it gives you because you already have all the consistency. Like, the best you're going to get with it is just adding red eyes back to your hand. I actually think the best thing to do with it is using it with the level 8 skill. The one that we thought was a Soul Jersey skill. Because you can get back a blue eyes to your hand and then summon it. So every time you just draw into a legendary magician, it just means you get a free blue eyes on the board, right? You can send the legend with the skill. It's probably... use Gaia, send the legend with the skill. What do we mean with Gaia? I'm trying to think what we can do with Gaia. Because isn't the skill very restrictive on Gaia? I'm trying to think what the Gaia skill even is worded. Let's get it up quick. Not that one. What is it even called? Dragon Champion? I forget what it's even called. 2000 attack. We'll find it. How is it not under 2000 attack? Right, 2000. God, it's been so long. How is it not on here? What is the skill even called? Chivalry. Celerity, Chivalrous Celerity. Oh, okay, so it's it goes the 23 or 26 and then the 21, not the 2000. Okay. So send one. So can be activated. Turn to for the monsters with 600 more attacking deck are monsters with 2300, 2600 attack, 2100 defense. So yes, there's nothing you could do with this with playing a normal monster, is there? Unless I'm way off base. I don't think there's a normal legend you can play in this deck. Well, I suppose you could play like a level 4 normal monster. It's probably Darts and Joey ult, but I like Rio. I mean, you can like Rio, it's just I'm not excited for it. Well, I meant that Magician would be a 1-card recovery starter with Black Skull Rising skill. Yes, but I don't think that matters because you have 9 cards in your deck, the same as Spellcasters, so not getting it, like not finding one of those 9 every turn is kind of like unlucky rather than the opposite, right? You can send Dark Magician with DM skill. I mean, you can. The question then becomes, what is the benefit of getting a Dark Magician in your hand every turn? Like, maybe if you just want to play, like, Dark Magic Attack and just pop your opponent's back row every turn? Yeah, I don't know. I hope Red Eyes is good. I do not think it's going to be. So I guess now we'll move on and talk about the OCG stuff. So we got Overrush Pack 4! Yeah, guys, we're getting Charmers! Any Charmer fans in the chat? Who here is a big fan of the old Charmers? I've never been a big Charmer fan, personally. This has never been an archetype that's really appealed to me. But it is what it is. So cuteness is justice, and it surpasses all card games. Overrush Pack 4 is the latest super popular special pack product. Line will go on sale April 11th, which is so far away. That's so far away. I wish I had 9 skill activators like Ray Dragon Win. Hello, Tomato Chat. Hello, Alterius. Welcome on in. I think the best case for Royal Rebel with the old skill, you can add the level 6. Well, add Summon Skull? I mean, you could. I don't even know if that's worth it, though, is the issue. Like, it's not awful, but I don't know if it's, like, particularly good is the issue. Charmer getting an archetype and rush? Yes, it is. Tomato, will you stream between 24 and 26? No, I am not streaming. I am not streaming on Christmas Day, which would be my next scheduled place. The next stream after this one will be on the 28th, which will be probably just Digimon, unless something wild happens. And then we'll be going into doing our Rarity stream. Our Rarity and Hikari Zuijo stream. So, yeah, if anyone wants to come and check that out, you should. It'll be over on Rarity's channel on Sunday. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to get bullied by Hikari in a quiz. Then I'm going to get bullied by Hikari in a duel. Then Hikari's going to just probably bully me physically. She's probably going to call me names. That's usually how it goes when I collab with Hikari. Usually, I just get bullied. So if you want to see that, that's going to be on the 28th. I always thought that they were 2 girls and 2 boys. I'm pretty sure they're all girls, but I still wait for the day where Watch Along continues. We'll do the Watch Along at some point. Hikari made it sound like the opposite, though. The thing is, So when it comes to me and Hikari's, like, I don't know, like, duel record, I actually think we're quite even. Which is weird, because I thought I was really far behind. But I think because I beat her the last time we played in a tournament, I think we're back to being roughly even. But again, I don't, like, keep track, right? I don't, like, keep a fucking spreadsheet of our, like, win-losses. But usually when I play against her in OCG, she does bully me with her Animagica deck. So I would say she's probably got an advantage going into this, but we'll see. We'll see. So this pack includes the ultra popular Charmers from the official card game. In addition to many cards related to Rush Duel originals, you'll also be able to build theme decks from this product. Finally, the game's newest, highest rarity that surpasses Over Rush Rare appears, Full Over Rush Rare, where the artwork covers the entire card. I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of like that there are frames in Yu-Gi-Oh! I also like the fact that we have things that pop out of the frame, right? That being said, do I want full arts? I don't know, man. Like, again, I've got like some... I got some Magic the Gathering full arts. Let me see. So, like, we have these, right? Probably not going to be easy to see, but these are like full art Magic the Gathering cards, and basically the text is just like not in a frame, not in a border, it's just on the card. And here's another one. And it's like, I don't know, they look kind of neat, but like, when you're actually playing with them on the table, I don't actually like them very much. They look a bit crap. So I hope the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ones look good. But for me, I really like the Overrush rares because it still has the border, but they're coming out of the border. I think that, for me, is the perfect, like, meld of, like, full art, but not full art. That's good. They would get better direction, as I enjoy the retrains like Great Moth. I like them as well, personally. I think there are some people that don't like the retrains. They just want, like, brand new stuff. I think that is fine. That is a good opinion to have. I don't agree with it, because I really like seeing the old stuff come back as well. Now, if they did... like, only retrains, I think that would suck. But we've basically still got this new mechanic. Now, you could make an argument Ritual isn't new anymore. It's been around for quite a long time. But it's still new in the grand scheme of things. And so keep bringing back old archetypes from, like, the DM era as new Rush archetypes, I think is really cool, personally. Is this rivalry lore? I just woke up. Condensed, please. Hello, Manicist. All right, we'll give Manicist the quick rundown. Manicist, we're getting Animagica Witch. We're getting Animagica Witch. Here she is. You already know what Animagica Witch does. I don't think this is going to do a ton, but it's here. We're also getting Upstart Goblin. You know what Upstart Goblin is. This card's going to be bad unless we get Commanding Ritzy King Rex. If we get Commanding Ritzy King Rex, maybe Upstart Goblin is good. We're also now almost... We're very close to having it confirmed that we're not getting anything other than Black Skull Dragon for this deck. You're now caught up. Back to the Charmers. Man, I really hope we finally speed up the Go Rush character releases and finally leave the first arc. Lol. I would love my guy Bocce from Arc 1, but that's not happening. Arc 2 doesn't really have anything except Unit and Rovian. In Arc 3, we get the Lug, maybe Asaka and Neanderstar. Arc 4, nothing. Arc 5, finally Phaser. Arc 6, Epoch, and Zion. So for me, I think that we have now progressed enough and we have enough good cards out that we could just get Celebros. I don't know how much of Celebros we can get. We probably can't get absolutely all of it, but we can get a good chunk of it. So I think Rovian plus Yuna double unlock with a big box that has loads of their stuff would be sick. That is what I'm kind of hoping the next big product is. And then they'll probably, like, you know, throw some, I don't know, DM nostalgia bait in there. Maybe some more Red Eye support to support the seemingly underpowered Red Eye stuff that we've just gotten. Or that we're getting in the next couple of weeks. So, maybe. Also, what is the effect? It will be like Yu-Gi-Oh! The series? What is the effect? What do we... it probably made sense in context of when you wrote it. It was so long ago, I now do not know what the context was. I like how it took Konami till 2026 for full arts. I mean, yeah. Yes, full arts. Give me full art Cosmo Princess. I think pop-out frame is more clean than covering the whole card with some arts. Get muddled with the text. Well, there is some stuff, like, for example, the Red Eyes, right? I can't even read this card's name. Its name is Blood Dragon. Like, why don't they have, like, white text by default? Like, do I care about Blood Dragon? In fact, if you're a Yaoi fan, this is now just the Boy Love Dragon. This is Boy Love Dragon. That's all it is. It's just BL Dragon. Maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe this was a harebrained Yaoi theory. I don't know. But it's weird. It's weird. I don't like the text on these cards at all. Give me Yuga. Wait, are you saying you want that guy? You want, like, Yuga from Go Rush? Clearing concise. Now, just do that all the time. No, I like yapping. And then we get into tangents. We love tangents here. The Rush pack philosophy for this pack is 1 deck imported from Speed with the new Rush, 1 Rush anime deck, 1 completely new Rush exclusive deck. Yeah. I mean, that works. If the system works, don't break it, right? Bird is probably talking about Charmer, which is the effects for them in Rush Duel compared to OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, the thing with the Charmers is I personally don't think they're going to add a new mechanic. Like, there's some people that think they're going to add in flip effects. I don't think we're going to get flip effects. I think it would be such a weird change to put flip effects into this game. Because there are some flip effects... Like, flip effects would have to be extraordinarily tame, put it that way. And I don't think we could get the Charmers effects as they are in DM or in TCG. Because you have to flip them, and then they have to survive the turn. I think what's more likely is we'll just have them change battle position. And, like, as you change them from attack to defense, you'll, like, yoink one of your opponent's guys or something. If that's even the sort of effect we go through. They might just take the art, and that's it, right? You never know. 20 stream streak. Look at this guy. Has Rush got a change of heart style effects in Rush? Very rarely. We talked about one of them recently, today even, which was... This one. Skull Archfiend of Confusion. Just gets to this turn, this card becomes Summon Skull, then you can take control of 1 face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's field, except a maximum monster. There are a couple of effects like this, but this is the primary one that people go to. There's also the Trap, but I don't really like... I don't really like the Trap. It's called Delirium. Although I don't really like it. You think we have to effects on Rush? No, I do not. Yes, we even have Super Polys. Oh. Low. Delirious Dream... fuck, yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much. Talking about textless full arts. I don't know if we would get textless full arts. It's just going to be, like, plastered on it. We can just take another look at BL Dragon real quick. Our chances Charmer can apply discard a similar attribute to Steel. Yeah, I would assume it's going to be something along those lines. They'll just Rushify it, I think, rather than try and bend Rush to fit it. Because imagine we get flip effects, right? Then imagine we get, like, just Man-Eater Bug. Like, Man-Eater Bug suddenly becomes a staple in every deck. And now, like, popping face-down cards in your opponent's field becomes, like, mandatory. Or having, like, protection becomes mandatory, right? So we're getting 4 full Overrush rares and 4 Overrush rares. Which is neat. Next up, Pulsating Cocoon of Evolution. This card is okay. So it's level 6. This is the only thing I don't like about this card. I don't want to tribute this card out. That is my main issue with it. But we can send the top card of the deck to the graveyard. Okay, milling's good. This card's name becomes Cocoon of Evolution for the rest of the turn. Okay, that's good. Then you can fusion summon Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth by shuffling monsters from your field and graveyard, including this card, into the deck. That's good. I just don't want to tribute this out. I don't want to go -1 to summon it out. That's it. But if you think about it, you're tributing 1 monster, summoning this, then we're turning this into a Great Moth. So we're -1ing to get out a 3500 attack monster, which is pretty good. Yes, yeah. It's a non-effect monster, but it's pretty good. Steal your opponent's monster decks. Flip effects are probably just change its position and then do the effect. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. First, hello United for Eternity. You are unfortunately most definitely not first. Next up, we have the Overrush Challenge Cup. So we're finally guys, we're finally getting this. Oh my god, it's coming to Rush Physical. We're going to get the physical version of the card. That's crazy. I know everyone's massively excited. So Overrush Challenge Cup is going to be February 1st, 7th, 8th, 21st, and 22nd. At all 12 satellite shops plus local friendly shops. 32 duelists per event, which Knowing this sort of event is not going to hit 32, but we'll see. 100 yen of any of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel products must be bought as means of entry. That is interesting. So what we do here is you pay entry to locals, and they'll give you like a pack or a couple of packs or some OTS or whatever. Here you have to spend 1,000 yen on product, which is interesting. I guess you get to pick like your participation award. You'll need to reserve ahead of time, blah, 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 pre-registration, blah, blah, blah. Winner gets 1 Dimension Linker and 3 special victory packs. Second place gets 1 Dimension Linker. Participants get 20 sleeves. So if you want a playset of this, you have to like win or come second 3 times, which is kind of wild. I think this is better. I mean, I personally prefer it. It just like makes sense, right? Born in a sea of neurons, she is a proud sword master who's travelled across 9 dimensions. Her sword, which has continued to clash with many duelists, is not meant to sever. It is meant to connect. Butter. I mean, I'm looking forward to having this card. I think it coming to the JP game, like the physical game, is good. Happy with it. Card is lit. I mean, the card looks cool. Alright, then we have today's big drop. Evolve even further with Great Moth. Behold. So, here is our little... we'll come back to this, I think, once we've read the cards. So, first up, Petite Moth of Evolution. Send the top card of the deck to the graveyard. This card's name becomes Petite Moth for the rest of the turn. Then you can choose 1 Petite Moth in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Okay. So if we have other cards that become Petite Moth in the graveyard, this could be quite good. Obviously, we don't want to just grab the vanilla, because that means we only have 3 targets for it, and that's kind of bad. Connecting speed and rush players together, surely. Real. Booba Dimension Linker. Hello, Gossamigo. Weevil, a happy boy. So what is the plan for after yapping? We're just going to play a little bit ladder. That's the plan. Petite Moth's art is so old. I mean, this art isn't old, I don't think. Like, the original one is. So then we have Great Moth Alternative. Level 8 Insect Fusion Effect Monster, 2600 attack, materials Cocoon of Evolution, and 1 level 5 or higher Earth Insect Monster. This card's name becomes Great Moth while in the graveyard. Continuous effect, this card becomes Great Moth, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's effects. Your level 8 monsters inflict piercing damage. So this is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty good. Then we have Double Cannon Armor, which is a monster, level 5 Earth Insect, 1500 attack, 2000 defense. If there is a face-up Earth Insect monster on your field, you can normal summon this card without a tribute. Okay. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Choose 1 face-up Earth Insect monster on your field against 700 attack until the end of this turn. Did this need to be a monster? I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Choice is definitely... I got the Portuguese Galaxy Tachyon packs from a speed duel event last month. A cog ladder in rush, or are you still gold? I'm still at gold. We've barely played ladder at all this month. Moth has a way to pierce and ways to recover their fusions. It's so easy to go into ultimate moth, so good signs for insects. Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? So then we have swarming basic insects, which is, I guess, just there's like 3 of them. Very low level, very low stats. If there is an earth insect monster with 2000 defense in your graveyard, which again a lot of them have that. Send 1 other monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. Choose 1 Earth Insect with 2000 defense in your graveyard, add to the hand. If you chose Double Armor Cannon with this effect, you can choose a spell trap on your opponent's field and destroy it. Yeah, I mean, you'll play these cards, right? I don't see you not playing them. Just because, like, having a level 6 is good. I don't know, maybe you won't play these cards. Alright, we have Nephrite Insect Whistle. Choose 1 level 2 or lower Earth Insect monster in your graveyard. So that would be this or one of the Petite Moths. Add it to the hand. Then you can fusion summon a level 6 or lower insect monster by sending Earth Insect monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard as material. Are you level 6? This is level 8. So we don't know what level 6s we're going to have at the moment. Magical Plant of the Verdant Forest. Choose 1 monster on your field to send it to the graveyard. Then you can choose 1 level 6 to 8 Earth Insect monster in your graveyard, special summon to your field face up. I mean, this is fine. So we can summon this out with the fusion. This is Petite Moth level 5 or lower. Contact Fusion. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card's name becomes a Cocoon of Evolution to the end of the turn. Then you can fusion summon, so we just climb into it. We have the Petite Moth there. Great Moth is just here. So right now, this is the only level 6 or lower insect fusion that we have to go with this. Okay, okay. Interesting how the equip card became a monster. Yeah, it's very weird. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to matter. Let's see. So, let's try and work out what's going on here. So if we summon this, we get this back. These both become Petite Moth. Then we tribute one to summon this. This one we can just normal summon. We do what? So we use this. We tribute one to get this out. Use its effect to fuse with the other to go into this. Then what? We just... Oh, we use this effect to get this. So this is fusion summon level 8 by setting... Okay, yeah. So you'd fuse this and this together. Because this becomes Cocoon of Evolution. How are we getting a Great Moth? I'm very confused. I feel like I've skipped a step here. We need to get into this. And his effect is Cocoon of Evolution. Okay, so we can fuse into this. But then how are we getting this out as well? Have I missed something? I'd rather play Spark Hearts. I mean, I'm going to try out both. I think both look cool. This seems like a very, like not a good combo line. I don't know. This just feels weird. Unless it's just like, this isn't meant to be a combo. This is just like, oh, look at how these cards all work together. Either way, I'm not a fan. I'd rather play my fields are getting destroyed. Good old my fields are getting destroyed. I mean, I'm going to play both. I think both look really cool. What was the other deck coming in this box? I can't even remember if they've touched on it. Let's have a look. Oh, it's the other one is the... What are they called? Defiant Soul. Yeah, I don't know. I think Defiant Soul might end up being the boring deck of the box, which is really weird to say. Because, like, I think some of the art on the Defiant Soul stuff looks amazing. But, like, this looks incredible. But I don't really vibe with the Defiant Soul cards, you know? I just don't really vibe with them. I don't think they're good, personally. I feel like it's just the line for evolution for the moth form to lava to the cocoon to the moth. Yeah, I think that's what it is as well. And then these are just like cards that aren't anything to do with the moth. Ritual deck is actually kind of boring to me now. I like rituals still. I still think ritual decks are really cool. The biggest draw towards ritual decks is they're less bricky. And I like that. I don't like playing boss monsters. And that's sort of why I'm not super crazy about the zombie deck. Not Defiant Soul specifically, the Necromades. And that's because the Necromade deck still plays like bosses. Now, to be fair, the Necromade does have things like Guard, which gets your level 7s out the hand very easily. So, like, that's fine. I think it does, like, alleviate the issues I have with it. But, like, I don't like bricking. So, like, anything to make the play experience smoother, I really enjoy. So, like, I hope this deck ends up being good. I really hope it does. Because I think it's going to be fun. I also hope the Spark Hearts ends up being good. And I really want Defiant Soul to be good as well. I don't know. I just don't see it. Defiant Soul just doesn't look that strong to me. Like, the artwork looks sick. Like, I love the way these cards look. I'm not seeing the vision for these being competitive. I don't know that we already have more rituals than maximums, and soon also more than contact fusions. And still rituals feel bad, except maybe 2 to 3 of them. Alright, let's go through it quickly, right? So, I think that the Doomblaze Fiends are actually not awful. They have done okay. They haven't, like, you know, taken the meta by storm. But they have won a few tournaments. I would say they're, like, a solid, like, tier 3. Which is, like, that's fine. Necromade is probably tier 1 right now. The Blackluster Soldier stuff, that was tier 1. It's probably not tier 1 anymore. But it was tier 1. I think the Super Warlion stuff is probably, again, like a tier 3 deck. It's like, it's a little bit one-dimensional, but again, when it does its thing, it feels really good. So, like, the only decks I think have actually been, like, really bad is, like, Hungry Burger has felt like a really bad ritual deck. I'm trying to even think what the other ritual decks are. I like Defiance, but there's no way to get the rituals back easily, and their attacks are too small. I think Spark Hearts is going to be good. Going to keep testing. Yeah, I haven't tested Spark Hearts at all yet. On paper, I think all of the monsters for the deck are really good. I just think the spell cards for that deck don't look great. That's kind of where I think it, like, ugh. And you obviously, you want to be playing, like, the vanilla Sparks, and you want to play maybe Curtain of Sparks to get the most out of all the effects, but you're basically just chucking a load of crap in your deck that you don't want to ever draw, right? You just want to kind of mill it into the graveyard. Markma is insane for Spark Hearts, both of them. Yeah, I think all of the monsters are really good, right? I didn't read a single one of the Spark Hearts monsters and go, this is the bad one. I read them all, and I mean, all of these have a place. All of them seem like they further the strategy. I think it was the spell cards that let them down. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it actually ends up performing. But again, if we get a mono tournament on Friday, on Boxing Day. I know it's Boxing Day. Now, I myself am going to be busy at some point on Boxing Day, but it shouldn't be for long. So I just need to make sure that the mono tournament isn't at the time where I am specifically going to be busy, which I also don't know when that time is yet. We're doing family stuff on Boxing Day. I wanted to play a ritual deck, but I don't like any of them. And the only one I liked, Grace Princess, is bad. Grace Princess is... it's playable. It's playable, right? It's not like dog shit. But it's like rogue at best, right? Realistically, it's not even a tier 3 deck. Which is a shame, because again, I really like that deck as well. It's just not good enough. What time are you free? That's the issue, because it's family, and it's just family, like, coming round and, like, doing stuff. I don't know when it's going to be. It'll be when they decide to show up. They might let me know the day before. So I genuinely have no idea. I would really like to know, because I really, like I say, I want to play Super Warline again. I thought that deck was really fun. I want to try out all these new decks, because I think this deck looks like it's going to be really, really fun. I think the Spark Hearts girl looks like it's going to be really fun. The only deck I don't really want to play is Defiant Soul. And I really want this deck to be good. I just don't think it looks good. So, like, mechanically, I go, I don't really want to play this. Grace Princess, tier 30. If I was to keep tiering, like, past tier 3, I would say Grace Princess is probably, like, a tier 5 deck. Realistically. Like, I don't know. Like, the deck can win. It can do stuff. It's just nowhere near the power level of, like, the good decks right now. Just nowhere near. I'm not going to be free Boxing Day. No. Do you think 1 or 2 is better? Probably as late as possible would be better for me. Because my family's not going to stay late, realistically. So, like, if it was the choice of 6 or 7 for me, like, 7 would be better. So whatever, you know, the later time, generally. Legend, Grace Princess, Magician of Black Chaos, Zera is the other one. Zera is another deck. I really like Zera. I think the artwork on Zera is great. I think the design space that they've gone with Zera is also really cool. It's just lacking oomph, right? They need a new Ritual Zera boss monster that does something, right? Because right now, our Ritual boss monster brings back the vanilla boss monster. And it's like, okay, we're spamming out vanillas, and then we're doing nothing with it. So in order to beat, like, set 3, for example, we have to use the magic card, or the spell card, that pops a monster. In order to get rid of a big guy, we have to use the spell card that pops a monster. In order to do anything other than summoning out 3 2800 guys, we have to use the spell card that pops a monster. And that is where I think it falls apart. If we're going to have that as the design philosophy, we need ways to recycle that spell card, right? If we're not doing that, if we're not having ways to, like, mill it from the deck, we're not having ways to get it back from the graveyard, it just feels like it's kind of a dead end. I'm not even sure yet if I'm available too, but I will try. I appreciate that, Mono. We all love Mono. We all love Mono. Hearts in the chat for Mono. The most are rituals you haven't mentioned. What is Jungus? I assume Jungus is hungry. The fish battleship as well. I don't count that as a deck. I just don't count that as a deck. Defiant Soul looking a bit janky. Defiant Soul is just remove their back row and Shining Flare effect over their small guys for huge burn. It's not even like that though, because it's 200 damage times the highest level in their your graveyard. So like, the most this is ever going to be is 2,000, and you're stuck with this on the board. So you're getting a maximum of 2 attacks, unless this can also clear something. Then maybe, but also you don't really want to win in that way. I don't think it's a bit eh. Hello, Peer, by the way. Welcome, welcome. I feel like Spark Hearts is as bad as Hungry Burger because there are no good fire spellcaster monsters. Well, all the fire spellcaster monsters are in the archetype, right? They're getting a ton of them. I think it's going to be okay. I don't know. I don't think Spark Hearts is probably going to be like a tier 1 deck, but I think it could be a solid tier 3. I think it's going to be in that sort of Doom Blaze Fiend kind of area. It's going to be like, okay, it's going to play. Is this just a Yap stream? No replay? We'll show the replay in a minute, Badge. We've still got like another hour yet. Come on, man. Everything's fine. Prepare to eat those words. Not really. Pretty much every card for the theme is good, and all are firecasters. I think the monsters are good. I'm not sold on the spell cards just yet. Bomber Juggler existed before it can burn 1,000 very easily. They can deal with set 3 pretty fine, to be honest. The small ritual is good for some burn, and the level 3 that recycles the fusion spell, and the level 1 that recycles 2 is good, but beyond that they don't do a lot. Hashtag heart for mono, that's what we need. We have a fusion. Remember, you can have 2 burn guys on the board. I mean, you can have 2 burn guys on the board, but then it comes down to your opponent's got to have a really, really weak board for your 1,200 attack guys to be able to clear them. So, like, yeah, if your opponent's got, like, 3-0 attack, 0 defense monsters on the board, you can OTK them. It's pretty consistent, but the guys are too big. It falls apart. About that, the level 6 ritual doesn't burn. When I use it for some reason, even when I have sparks in the graveyard, must be a bug. That's a shame. That is a shame. Alright. Well, the other things I did want to mention. I guess we'll do a quick meta update because, you know, new meta and all that. So this is how things currently stand based on the 3 tournaments we've had so far. Aqua is currently the top performing deck. Now, who would have thought that if we nerfed Jointech and Music Princess, even if just a little bit, the deck that didn't get nerfed suddenly rises to the top. Also, Heroes is here, but I think the primary reason Heroes is here is because people have started playing it again after seeing that it won the GRF, right? I think Hero hasn't gotten stronger or weaker, per se. I don't even think the hits to these decks have done much to change Hero. I think people just weren't playing it before, and now they're playing it. I think that's just the long and short of it, pretty much. Music Princess has slipped down a little bit. Jointech has slipped down quite a lot. And then Red Boot is also up here, just kind of hanging out. But yeah, it's an interesting one. We still haven't seen a ton from the other decks. Like, if we go up and take a look at the other decks that have been topping, it's just Dark Galaxy. Dark Galaxy is 2 top 8s. And a lot of that is probably, like, brute forcing it, right? A lot of people want to try out the new Dark Galaxy stuff. A lot of people are trying to see if they can make it work. And it's done okay. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. No Dark Galaxy in there is disgusting. We got 2 top 8s out of 3. 2 out of 3 top 8s, right? So, Pot of Greed effect. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this actually goes. So the last thing to kind of mention is going to be this. We do have a Rush Duel Dynasty, and I want everyone to sign up for this. I'll go ahead and chuck it in. Everyone should sign up to Dynasty. It's very important we support Zorak. It's going to be, I believe it's being cast by Hikari today. I'm pretty sure it's being cast by Hikari. I'm pretty sure Hikari posted a note about that. So that'll be on Hikari's stream later tonight. Everyone should go ahead and sign up, play, and then we'll watch. And I'll even show I'm even signed up, guys. And today I should be able to play like I did to play yesterday. There I am. It's me. Come and play against me in the tournament, guys. It'll be fun. I can't play it. I'll be working. Just play it at work. Don't worry about it. What time does it start? For us, United, it'll be 7, I believe. It should say down here. Yeah, for us, it'll be 7 p.m., which is UTC plus 0. When is it today? For you, Whistling Bird, it should be about 8 o'clock, I think. Also, don't think anything will change with this meta after the next box. Some people will try Red Eye and normal spell, but they won't do anything. Maybe Legend Magician gets added to some list. That's it. Potentially. Potentially, right? Like, the last time we had a box, this was the change, right? So we had originally, we were in Jointech Music Princess meta. And I suppose what changed was Metarian got some new stuff. So yeah, not a lot really changed. Like, Metarian did come into the meta, but like it was there. It was still like the 3rd best deck. The Warrior Pile deck made an appearance, but that was as a counter pick to the 2 best decks. So like nothing really changed in a big way. Like the Jointech change was much, much bigger than anything else that happened. So yeah, I don't think we're expecting a ton. Because before that, it was the High Dragon of Solid Strikes. Before that was the last actual box. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not expecting much from the new box, if I'm being honest. Hopefully it's good, but I'm not expecting it. 4 hours later, I will sign up if you will send me $3 billion to finish Dark Galaxy. If you need $3 billion to finish Dark Galaxy, I think that's more of a problem with you, Serena. Okay, thanks. Oh, I can play just before I go to work. Perfect. Play high tech. I better hope I don't get far. Play psychics. I want so bad to make psychic work again, and I still lose duels after reaching 10k plus LP. Yeah. Yeah. It's all I will play. Hello, Mr. Tomato. Hello, chat. Hello, Sakadetsu. Welcome, welcome. Atari looks more like a new toy when coming. I mean, it was one of those decks that did manage to, like, stick around. Like, obviously, we're talking about, like, first week is where it got these 3. But, like, it was still getting little, like, spikes of play. But then so was Warrior Pile, right? Which obviously was a meta pick. Alright. Well, with all that done, I think it's time to actually play the game. We're going to play the game, guys. I know, it's crazy. We're going to go ahead and jump into some rank duels. And we're going to play our silly Gaia deck. We're going to play Heaven Gaia. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to see if we can get some wins with Heaven Gaia. Actually, we should watch replay, because we did say we would do that. And before I forget, because I will forget otherwise. So we'll go and see if we can find Badger's replay, if Badger's on our friends list. Is Badge on our friends list? It doesn't look like Badge is on our friends list. Oh, Badge is on our friends list. Which replay are we watching? One against Pro or a random guy? Okay, watch the one against Pro. Let's see Pro. You can watch my replay? Yeah, we'll watch Duan's replay as well after this. Sure, we'll get some replays in. So this is our power max. So were you dueling against each other in the GRF? Right, let's see what happens. I'm assuming there's going to be some floodgating shenanigans, and then Pro is not going to be able to do anything. What do you mean there's gameplay in the stream? I know it's wild. We don't usually do that here. Right, Sevens Road Magician, add Fusion, add back the Swordsman of Roadstar, then we send Dealer to the bin, activate Witch, summon out Sevens Road Magician, activate Fusion. So we are going into Sevens Paladin, so we are going to be able to, are we going to draw a card, or are we going to, no, we're just going to gain the attack. 4100 damage straight in is pretty good. We summon out the maximum on turn 3. We do not have 10 in the graveyard yet, so we're not going to have that piercing effect. But we'll be able to attack over 16. So, what does spellcasters do from this position now? You can't... You can't really kill this with anything outside of, like, TSA if we're playing TSA. Because, like, we have to basically summon out multiple fusion monsters in a single turn. Make it so that only one of them can get attacked over, and then have the other one ready for the following turn to use its effect. Because the Floodgate is stopping us from using the effect of special summon monsters. I was crashing out and playing meme. I mean, we did say that if the meta was a certain way, then having Floodgates can just be the way to win. And we did see it in top 100 as well. Mighty Gaze, Pot of Greed. We don't have the Piercing. Swordsman of Roadstar. Take back the fusion from the graveyard. Then we're just going to set. So now we're in a weird spot where we don't have 10 monsters in the graveyard, so we can't get piercing, so we're just kind of like waiting. The strat that we really want to employ is that we want to wait until we get a divine heavenly gift, and then we can just send all of the monsters we're missing to the bin. So how many have we got at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we just get 5 monsters in hand and one of the face downs as gift, we flip it over, and then we win that way. Master alone gains enough. It depends, right? How big will Master be? Because, like, actual spellcasters, we'll have 1, 2, 3. We'll only have 3 spellcasters in the graveyard. So how big does Master get vanilla? How big is it normally? Is it 3,000? Then it would gain 12, which would put it up to 42. So yeah, theoretically, Master would be able to kill if I've got the maths right there. I'm trying to remember all the numbers. Right, let me look up Master quick. Make sure I've got all the numbers correct. Master is 3,000, and it gains 300. No, so it wouldn't even be big enough. Master would be 39, and it would go up to 4,000 attack. Unless this is a spellcaster. No, this is a spellcaster. Okay, so that will make it big enough. Oh, then we have widespread. So we had to specifically make the Ultima Witch just for an extra Stark spellcaster in graveyard. Just to give us a chance to out this boss monster. But now we need a recycle. If we don't have a recycle, we can't do anything. We didn't have a recycle, so we lose. So this is why maybe just play like one of TSA. Maybe just one of TSA. Alright. We'll watch Baj's other one quick. Looks like we're playing Joint Tech. Yuhi Odo versus Yuhi Odo. Alright, so I'm assuming this is just the Joint Tech mirror? And I do wonder what we're going to actually see here. Because obviously Baj saved this replay for a reason. So why have we saved it? Pot of Greed, Tribute 2, Trap Holes the Shield Boring Kong, Activate Curse. We do get the double draw because the trap card was activated. We do get to reveal the Jointech Rex, add back the Stegosilo, summon out Raptor, use its effect to mill, burn for 300, summon out the first Rex, which is then forcing out the Shady, which is never really what you want to see. We're going to give our opponent back the Overrush Storm of Leo so that we can grab back our Kong, Tribute 2, summon out the Kong, which is going to get hit with the second Shady. That's actually really, really big. Jointech Leo again is going to give our opponent back Curse. Then we're going to add back another Kong. Obviously, we can't do that anymore, or we won't be when the ban list goes live. Summon out Kong, activate the effect Pop. Crusher Drone's going to mill, gain some attack, and that is going to be lethal. I mean, deck good. I mean, we did see Curse doing quite a lot of heavy lifting there. All right, Dwan wanted us to check out one of his as well. Watch my side replay. Are we friends? You're Achilles, right? Achilles is Louise? We also have 2 Dwans. 3 hours ago, 14 hours ago. I don't know which Dwan... Which Dwan we want. Well, right. Hopefully Dwan will let us know which account he wants us to look at. While he's doing that, we'll look at Achilles. Watch my Sidra replay. Okay, watch the Sidra replay. There's 2 Dwans. I mean, he just has 2 accounts. Right? I've got 3 accounts at the moment. Versus Sack. Is that your Rush account that's cogged? Or the other account? I assume it's the red named account. Alright. Achilles versus Lugamana. The account with GRF icon. Okay. So we'll set 4, then we'll set 3. So already, this is a rather nothing game so far. Just 2 passes back and forth. We are going to activate the fusion after using the Cyber Serpent, so I assume this is going to go to Cyber Twin. Okay, Cyber Twin does come down. So we do have this just kind of useless monster. Perfect, we can just get rid of it with the Cyber Processor. We can then grab back the fusion, activate that, and then we'll make a second Cyber Twin to give us 4 attacks. I mean, that's pretty good. That's 2,800 damage. Okay, it's just the 28. I was hoping we were going to get another monster out, because then we could get 5,600. But this is fine as well. Summon out Star Replacer, activate the effect to get back Star Replacer. We're going to set Tribute 2 to summon out Illusion, Strike Dragon, Miragius. Now, the good thing about this is, well, for the Dragius player, is that they're both level 8 monsters, which means we can use Miragius on them if we have enough. Add 1, add 2, add 3, add 4. We're just, just casual, just +4 of the skill. We'll then go ahead and fuse with the Dragon into Hazy Strike. So this can attack directly, or we can reduce the attack. It doesn't matter, because we're flipping some stuff down. Phoenix Dragon is going to come down and add back Miragius to the hand. We're then going to set Tribute 2, summon out the Miragius, summon out the Dragon again, activate Fusion again. But we have made a executive decision to flip our own Cyber Twin face down, so this isn't going to hurt as badly as it could. But we still do go down to 58. Our turn, we're going to summon out Gradius' option, summon out Gradius. We're going to go ahead and contact Fuse. And these are the first Gradius cards we've seen, I believe, as well. So we did get a little bit lucky to find them at the same time. But, there is a lot of luck in card games. That's just how it be. We are going to clear one of the Hazy Strikes, but we can't clear the other. Dragius is going to come down. Shady is going to come down and hit that. Then we're just going to attack. Okay. Cyber Serpent effect. Beginning effect. We'll send that to the grave. Go ahead and fuse our monsters together again into Ripple. Ripple effect, we're going to mill and reduce the attack again. Oh, we are going to... Ooh, okay. There's not a lot we can really do with this. So we can pop the monster, attack. I guess that's lethal, so it works. This is one of those rare times where the Tactical Dragon actually gets to do its thing. Because usually Tactical Dragon doesn't do a lot unless you have Power Bond. Obviously, specifically in the OCG. But we are best friends in Duel Links Tomato? Sure. Does that mean everyone on this list is my best friend? My best friends with all of these people? Right, where was Dwan? I assume it's the latest one. Oh, it's versus Sack, you said, right? We'll check out the Sack replay. Now, the question is Sack going to Sack? That is the question. Mirage is only level 7 and lower? Oh, it's only level 7 and lower, I see. Fusion is any. Power Bond isn't real. Power Bond gives me nightmares. Power Bond is so unbelievably good. Alright, Dewan is disguised as an Asian man. I mean, Dewan could be Asian for all I know. I have no idea. We have a very Asian name, though. A very Japanese name at the moment. Music Princess's Breath. Revealed Digisoon. Adds another Boton. Damaged Boton, I think, actually looks pretty good. Digisoon effect. We're going to get the Tubadish, grab back the Digisoon, grab back the Boton. Tribute to summon out Digisoon again. Activate Digisoon's effect. Clear 2 monsters. So a lot of, wheel spinning, a lot of plate spinning. Not much actual happening there. Shady comes down on the second summon. That's pretty rough. Curse is going to be activated to give us a double draw. Joint Check Stampede is going to be activated, revealing the Stegocelos, adding back the Rex. We're going to summon out the Stegocelos. Gale Vinery is going to come down. We're hoping probably for a Tails, because now we can reduce a monster to have low enough defense that we can pop it. Then we're going to summon out the Rex. We'll pop 2 monsters and then attack for lethal. I mean, again, Curse doing so much heavy lifting. Curse is just such a strong card. Such a strong card. There seems to be a theme we're seeing. The contact reduce attack 2 helps with the assault fusion. That is a very good point. That's a very good point. The name was just Nerf Chimera in Japanese. I see. Boom. Imagine going watch my replay and it's a joint tech replay. I mean, 2 joint tech replays. Nerf Cyburst. I said put it to 2. I mean, again, I don't necessarily think it needs to get hit, but I think we should recognize it as being a very, very powerful card, right? Alright, well with that done, we're going to hop in and play a couple games. We're probably not going to play all the way up. We'll probably play like a couple games. And then we'll probably dip after that. I don't think we're going to go all the way up till the hour. But we'll see, we'll see. First things first, we have to actually find an opponent. Now again, we're playing the Heaven Gaia, which is a direct attack deck, is the best way to think of it. It's a bit of a meme, but we'll see if, you know, meme is good enough. We're against a spellcaster player, which could be kind of rough for us, because a lot of our monsters have very low defense. Hey, we're on a rank up already. Wouldn't it be great if we could just get a win on our first game? Tomato found an opponent, yay. It's good old Player. Everyone remembers Player. He's my favourite. In Duel Links? No. I mean, also, please don't nerf them in OCG. They're not very good in OCG. Have you put in back row removal? Maybe. The flip side is that the deck also needs trap cards, but only against certain decks, right? Because we don't have, like, this deck is all gas at the moment. Right, I am going to go ahead and do this because I want to not draw into it for turn. Okay, let's go Spectre. No trap. 1, 2, 3. We'll send this to the bin. Then we'll go Spectre. Activate its effect. 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll send the other one. Realistically, are we doing much of anything with these? Probably not. We'll go ahead and tribute both of these. Summon out the boy. Now the question becomes, are we going to pop a back row with this? I don't think there's a reason to have it in attack position, so I don't think so. So instead we're going to go Battle-Tested Gaia. We'll use the effect, and we will just summon into Swift Gaia. So if we wanted to... No, there's nothing we can do with that anyway. Right, we'll set. Activate Swift Gaia's effect. We'll get a draw. That's fine. We'll just set this as well. Go to battle, and we'll take a swing. Okay, he's got something he can use here. Card Restoration. Wasn't really expecting that. Okay. Okay, so it's Neos. Does that really change much of anything? I mean, you could still pop this with Pulse. There's not really a lot we can do about it. But it's fine. Bro, finding opponents on Rush Ladder is such a drag in that last week of the month. It's fine. Tomato, I have one moose left and can take a break after. Can I challenge you with gems then? I have... What? I have no idea what that sentence meant, Whistling Bird. I found this version better than playing pure Sidra. You can make contact and twin in this version with luck. If the skill plus instead of returning, it would help a lot. Yeah? Right, so he knows this is straight pierce. He knows this is straight pierce. Here comes Flare Scarab. He only has one mice. Well, if he's only got one, it can't be mice, because mice is plural. Come on, Baj! Think, Baj! Think! Okay, I don't mind that getting flipped up. That's fine. Behold, Trombo, the music princess of melodic crown. I also don't mind that getting flipped up. All my guys have really nice stats. So this is the way not to play Curse. What was the hope? You were just going to, like, get a little tiny bit of damage in? Oh, you were emptying the hand. Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. It doesn't mean there's no Shady back there, though. Buh. Hello, Valley. Welcome. Welcome on in. Yo, hello, Ninjago Zane. Welcome, welcome. Ouch. We took a bit of damage there. We just still have Trombo as well. Go on, run into Trombo. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Let's see what we get here. I mean, not the best hand, but let's see where this goes. No delay, so no trap hole. So the question is going to be, do we... We're 200 shy of going for a lethal push. So I don't think we do that. We don't have a way to make a big hoopla out of anything here. We don't even have... We've only got 2 Wind Warrior in the graveyard anyway. We can get 2 more. We can get 3 more. So I can get all the Wind Warriors I need in the graveyard, but it's only going to be 4,600 damage. And our opponent's disconnecting. The question is, do we distribute this out over this? That is the question we currently have. I would like to get this out as well, but I don't think there's a way to do it. I could just pop a back row and then tribute over that. But then it takes away our win con, which is also not great. Alright, we'll activate this effect. No. Then I'll tribute over this. Summon out this. Activate its effect. We're going to Swift Gaia. So now the question is, do we put this in attack? I don't think it's worth it. I think we're just going to set it. Set this. Activate Swift Gaia. Draw a card. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. That's less good, if we're being completely honest. We could just summon it, use the effect. Like, I don't hate that. Summon out Trombo. We'll send this. Okay, if I do the line, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is live now. I could change this to defense, swing over it for 26, 36. Still nowhere near lethal. I could flip this up, boost this up, attack over. This becomes 46. That's 21. 31, 41. So it's still not lethal no matter how we do it, is it? So I will change this to defense, I think. I think this is the line I want to take. Then I will activate Straight Pierce. If he has a way to stop it, he has a way to stop it, right? But either way, this I couldn't see a lethal, so this is fine. Okay, so this could be Restoration, or this could be Legend Trap. If it's Legend Trap, I mean, there's, you know, I can't do anything about it, right? At least by boosting the attack, we are playing around weird fringe stuff, like the, not the guard, what's the other one called? Okay, he has back row hate, that's fine. He's gonna pop curse. It's kind of whatever. Unironically, he's actually alive right now because of the first restoration. If he didn't do the first restoration, we would have had enough damage to kill him. I'm injecting mice at the moment, so 1 mouse is left until I am done with injecting. Second, you have that thing for 10k channel points. Ah, right. Yeah, you can do it if you want. I don't mind. It's that guy who's worse than me. Don't be mean to Cyclone. The AI in Master Duel is so annoying. I haven't played Master Duel in a long time. I used to keep up with Master Duel. I used to, like, make sure I played, like, the events. I used to make sure I did, like, weeklies and stuff, just so I could keep up with it. But I just haven't logged in so long now. It's been several months. Surely I should be dead soon, right? I feel like my deck is worse than his deck. We are now at the point, though, where we can potentially look for a lethal line. Choose my game mat. Oh, boy. What kind of game mat are you looking for, Sora? Neo's contact draw. There we go. This is it. He's going to find the lethal line here. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I log in every day and watch a replay, so the Avrad Rush, I'll have 1,000,000 gems for it. I mean, that's sensible. I think we're going to have our Spectre ripped out of our hand, you know? Right. Pops our curse, which is, again, that's fine. Have we had our trap yet? No, our trap is still on our deck. We only have the one. Activates Aqua Dolphin, which is going to work because we only have a 1200 attacker in our hand. Which again is fine. We only have one left. I would like to summon a Spectre of Heaven's End at some point, but we don't necessarily need it. Pulse comes down. So he could use Pulse to get rid of Trombo if he wants. How many wind do we have in graveyard right now? We have 1, 2. Only 2. We'll only have 3, 4 if they all go to grave. So we're going to have to find a way to get another wind into the grave. Ooh. Freed is huge here, actually. If he has another normal, he should just have lethal here. All he needs is a normal summon. That doesn't do it. No normal summon? No! How does he still not have it? Okay, we take 25. We're still alive. Your turn. Activate skill. This is a hand. This is actually really annoying because I can't pop his back row with this currently. Alright, we'll summon. No delay. Activate. Sure. I really wanted to pop his middle back row. Watch his middle back row be legend, and then I can't win because of it. I guess I could just pop it with thingy. But I wanted to use the spell card as well, so I could pop 2 back row. But I guess we just have to do this. There goes the legend. Summon out Conk. Sure, we'll put this back. Okay, well that wasn't going to stop us either way. We'll now go straight Pierce. I mean, setting this doesn't change the map. Actually, it might do if he has... Well, we'll just go to battle. If we don't kill here, we're not going to win anyway. Okay, so he had another trap card. Since he's used all 3 of those, which means this has to be a legend trap, right? This has to be a legend trap. I mean... He's on Slime? It's so funny. We've actually lost this game because he's... Well, I mean... I don't know, because he should still have a legend trap in here, so we wouldn't have drawn the legend trap anyway. But we've missed lethal twice because of Slime and card restoration. So like the weird tech choices are actually screwing us. But it does make sense, right? The deck that we're playing here does win by narrow margins, if it ever has a chance of winning at all. We basically want our opponent to never gain life, and that's why this deck's also going to be really awkward into something like Aqua, because Aqua could just go up to like 7,000, 8,000 life points, and then as soon as they do that, it becomes a lot trickier for us. The one benefit we have is that against Shady, they don't gain any life points from us. I think that's still worth a replay, in case we do decide to make a video about this. To be fair, the metal is level 8 at the moment. Right. There is some weight to that. At the same time, the meta is also comprised of 2 decks. Well, arguably the 3 best decks at the moment, if we're considering Join Tech, Music Princess, and Elemental Hero as the 3 top decks currently. Based on like GRF and tournament results, obviously, you can slot Aqua in there if you want. All 3 of those decks will pop your back row before going to combat. So playing combat trap cards can also be a liability, right? Rush on Oblivion. Oh, we're going to lose to Rush on Oblivion this time. We got another new Spark Hearts card. It's not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Org deck. I see, I see. Old is gold. Isn't new just the official account being slow again? Yeah, that's how it always goes. But again, we knew going in, this deck was going to have a rough time, right? I don't think we're going to realistically stand any chance against real decks, right? In terms of, like, if we do queue into a joint deck, if we do queue into a Music Princess, if we queue into an Aqua, if we queue into, realistically, even a, Seven's Road might be tricky for us, but I'll activate my skill. Straight pierce to my hand. Right, that doesn't help much. Okay. How do we want to approach this? I think we kind of have to use Curse. We just want the free draw off it, if nothing else. But, like, then what? And what are we changing battle position of? Even if I change this to defense, nothing changes. Right? Because either I'm summoning a 26 or I'm summoning a 17. Neither of which gets over this in defense mode anyway. So we might as well change this to defense. That hasn't helped at all. Alright. Now we play the waiting game. So if we queue, we're in a bad spot. If we queue, we're in a bad spot. Oh, right, I see what you're saying. Yes. I mean, this deck is rogue for a reason, right? It's rogue because it's bad. Right, we actively know we're playing a bad deck. And that's fine. Sometimes playing a bad deck is fun. We have low expectations, right? And when your expectations are low, they can only ever go up. Galactica Oblivion comes down. This is literally an auto-duel deck, by the way. We might lose to this. Like, it is not unlikely that we lose to this auto-duel deck. I love how there's just, like... Are we just playing all the attributes to try and get, like, Seven's Road Magician up or something? Ugh. KC Grand Tournament 2022. I need to remember to do that in a minute. Alright. We will start out with Spectre of Heaven's End. We'll activate its effect. 1, 2, 3. Don't really want any of these in the graveyard, to be honest. I guess we'll put this in the bin. Then we'll go Horn Knives. Activate Horn Knives. Well, that's not helpful. Then we'll Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon out the big boy. Now, how many wind do we have in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to get another one in the bin. Which, I mean, we can do. We could also just get out, like, double. Right, we'll go Spectre. Ah, we can't even do that. This is so awkward, actually. Okay, we'll go Spectre effect. Either way, we're doing this. Sure. I'll put some low levels back in your deck. Let's get the 2 weird attributes out of there. Right, we'll activate this. There's a Cursed Dragon. That's what we were looking for. Curse in the bin. Then we'll go 1, 2 into the Contact Fusion. Okay, so now we have a decision to make. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I could just tribute one of these. And then that gets me the 5th wind in the graveyard to clear this. Which is probably going to be the play. We probably activate the effect, then tribute it to get this out. Then we can go into this, give it the boost, and then just win the game, right? So we activate this effect. We don't use that because we don't need to. We'll tribute over this. Activate the effect. Select yes. Go into Gaia, Conqueror of Champions. Summon out the big boy. Activate the effect to attack directly. Sure, we'll put this back. We'll go straight pierce. Boost this up. Go to battle. Swing direct for 46. Swing direct for 16. Now, we got to show off what we can do there, but our opponent was not playing a real deck. So I don't think that's worth saving as a replay, which is a shame. And again, if our opponent had any back row, they just stopped that. But you know, we got to show off the silly direct attack OTK. Wow. I forgot to change the mat again. I need to remember. I need to remember that. I also don't know where Whistling Bird is, if Whistling Bird still wanted to duel or not. I don't know how long it takes to inject a mouse, is the thing. Okay. I kind of want to summon this. We don't know what we're against, but I do kind of want to get this on the board. Change it to defense. We got those two in the graveyard already. That's really nice. All right, we'll set this. We'll set this. I think I want to keep these two because there's a chance we could maybe get both of their effects off next turn. Okay, so it's regular heroes. Against regular heroes, like Curse is probably the only thing we have to worry about. And he's playing TSA, so he might not be on Curse. Nearly done cleaning up. Okie dokie. Alright, adds the Spark Boy.
Hero Rush Rising. I send my rising hero Argent to the graveyard and reduce the attack points of your Trombeau, the Princess of Melodic Crown.
Summons out Burst, summons out Wingman, activate Fusion. There's no reason to not just make regular elemental hero Flame Wingman, so we're just going to make Flame. Ooh, look at that. That is a sexy Flame Wingman. I do like that. If he just attacked straight across... Okay, no, he was always clearing anyway, because of the way he attacked anyway. 1200 damage. Okay. Activate our skill, because we don't want to draw into it. That is some of the worst draws we could possibly have gotten. I think it's so bad, the only way we can, like, fix this is going to be if we find another Spectre of Heaven's End off of this. That's pretty bad. Alright. This is super rough. Alright, I guess we're just going to go into this. Unfortunately, you don't do anything. I could change it to defense. Attack over it. That might even just be the best play we've got, to be honest. As much as I would like to attack directly. There is a slim chance this helps. No, there's no chance it helps, right? Because he just goes, activate skill, fuses these two together, then summons... We don't take any damage with that attack. I mean, maybe he just doesn't read our guy. Fuse into Grave, fuse into Shining. I mean, there's not a lot we can do about it, unfortunately. The one saving grace is right now he has to send Spark to the Grave to immediately make the Shining, right? So he has to now fuse these two together, which puts the Spark in Grave, then summon Shining. Shining attacks this, we only lose 17. So that's not the end of the world. What matters is the other card that he summons. Whistling Bird has subscribed. 3 subscriptions in one stream. What are you guys doing today? Everyone's feeling very, very Christmassy. Merry Christmas, Tomato.
Whistling Bird just subscribed for
Thank
3
you.
months.
I really do
Merry
appreciate
Christmas,
that.
Tomato.
Thank you, thank you. Alright. So yeah, we're fine. We're fine at the moment. And there's the duel challenge. Right, we'll go for the duel challenge after this. We don't have a lot of sexy options here, so we're just going to do what we can, I suppose. So we'll start out with Spectre of Heaven's End. No delay. Activate Spectre of Heaven's End. 1, 2, 3. We'll send this to the graveyard. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everything is live. The issue is we don't have the other Spectre to threaten lethal. Not that I think it would probably work anyway. So now the question becomes... Because we have double, we could pop 2 back row. I guess what we should probably do is focus on just getting rid of the Shining Flare more than anything else. So we'll go Trombo Summon. Then we'll summon out Clubbernet. We will activate Avian Spell Tactics. And we'll hit one of these. There's no reason to use this effect. Then we'll go Avian Spell Tactics. And we'll pop, I don't know, this one. Then I will tribute both of these to summon out this. Activate the effect. There's no point in getting the direct attack, so we might as well go for Champion because it gets me a draw. Activate Champion. That's funny. Unfortunately, it doesn't really change anything. I really wanted to get a Wind Warrior so I could change this to defense position, but it is what it is. Well, we have to activate Straight Pierce. And nothing else matters, right? Like, straight up, it literally does not matter what we do. So we'll swing over this. And then if he just finds Miracle, we're dead anyway. If he goes into a Flame Wingman, which we know he's got, we're dead. But if he goes into Flame Wingman, he just attacks over this and we die. So I don't think it matters. I think we'll just leave this on the board. We could have run it in to take 1,000. But, like, I think we're just dead to anything, right? Do we need a sub-goal to support? I don't know. I didn't really have any idea of what people would want as a sub-goal, right? Because effectively, the sub-goal is for you guys, right? It's what do you want me to do? You know, I am a river to my people. Also, Tomato, I send you a room code. Okay, we'll check it out after we lose this duel. Down to 2,000. So we already knew this was going to happen. So now the question is, what is the big scary guy? Starry Start. Okay. So Flame Wingman? That'd be... Yeah. Okay, so it didn't matter then. If he just makes Flame Wingman here, we're just dead. We know he's got all the pieces. And running into his monster wouldn't have made any difference at all. Did he not have a Burst Inatrix? I guess he whiffed on the... I guess, yeah, he didn't have any other Elemental Hero in hand. He can't have done. Because any Elemental Hero would have done it. Literally any of them. Okay. We take those, I guess. Alright, let's change our map. What did Sora want? KC Grand Tournament 2022 playmat. I mean, we don't have that. But we can... Do we even have a KC mat at all? There'll be an events, right? We have KC 2022 Party Favor. That'll do. Points well spent. Alright. Sure, we'll throw this up to hide it. So in case we don't want the room leaked. I don't think it matters, but we'll do it just in case. Alright. We can do that. Then we can get rid of this. Let us begin! The duel of the ages! between Whistling Bird and Tomato Sauce. Who will come out on top? Yuga is a little bit scary. What are we playing? Yuga skill. Are we playing machines? Because Whistling Bird wouldn't play spellcasters in this. There's no way. I refuse to accept Whistling Bird on spellcasters. This hand is a little bit awkward. There's some stuff we could do, but like it's super awkward. Okay, we'll do this. This is the line for the turn 1, I think. Play Floodgate and don't do the same mistake I did. Or Whistling doing what I did. I don't think Whistling would want to challenge us and then just play that. Yeah, like this is going to be the light machine skill, I think. Whistling's a chef. He's not a meta slave. And he's not a memer. Okay, beginning. Sending a card from hand, I'm guessing? Oh, okay. So we don't have another one. So we are just going to be making Ripple. Multiple effect. Send the Cyber Serpent.
Contact fusion! Now I contact my monsters together. Come forth. Ripple laser.
Use its effect just to mill. You want to just fill up that graveyard. Then we had double beginning. Holy. It's weird that you had double beginning and the play still isn't like crazy. You also did get the mill of multiple. So the hand was double beginning, multiple, and multiple milled another multiple. Wait, what? Oh, we got a Piercer in hand. What's his name? Mechlord Mirror Innovator in hand, I guess. This is a really weird turn. Well, I feel like this is still pretty good. But, like, this is just, like, really awkward. Like, this is still an okay end board. But, like, I don't know. It felt like there could have been more. Like, maybe the piercing wasn't worth going for. Like, maybe the play was to send the Mirror Innovator to grave. To bring back the double multiple. But then that also could have gotten weird. Oh, I forgot to use the skill as well. That's fine. Who even needs the skill? We don't have the graveyard set up right now, which is a little bit annoying. We'll see if we can force it. So we'll activate Horn Knives. I mean, that does help a little bit. We'll go Spectre. We'll bring this back. With what we have here, I think we're going to tribute these two. Summon out the boy. Activate the effect. We will go ahead and fuse into this. By using this and this. Set 1, set 2. Activate. Oh, we can't use this effect. It's only the turn you normal summon it. Boo. Okay. With this, I will then curse this into defense. Summon this out. Go to battle. We'll swing over it with this. Then we'll swing over this. Okay. Right, with hindsight, we shouldn't have summoned this. Or we should have tributed this one. In my mind, I was like, I can use this effect if I manage to send this to the graveyard. But I forgot it's only on normal summon. But that's fine. Hey, Alex. Welcome, welcome. On the 215 stream streak. That's wild. That's wild. Play Floodgate and don't do the same mistake I did. Or Whistling do what I did. No, he's not doing it. Not doing that. Let's see what Bird's got for us. Let's see what the Bird is the word has for us. We have a 0 defense, right? So we could do a big punish. We've just drawn another multiple. And a Gradius. Already, Bird has had better luck with these cards than I did. The issue I kept having was just never finding multiple or, the other one. Multiple or option. But Bird's just drawing both of them easily every single turn. So this is working out quite nicely so far. Aim Eagle. And we're going to use Aim Eagle. Okay. Oh, we're just going for like an OTK? Because we have the 0 defender? Oh, we'll go for this. Okay. Okay. How much damage is this going to be? 800 off both. Puts me down to 2,000. So it'll be 6,000 minus 2,000. So I should be alive on like 400, right? I think. If my maths is correct. So I could have had 1,200 more damage. So he would have been at 44. We'll see if that makes a difference or not here. Okay. This hand... I mean, we can clear the board, but, like, it doesn't do anything. No back row, so we can't put thingy on top of the deck and draw into it. I wouldn't have mattered anyway. So what, we just summon? Go from there? Go for the discard? I think there is a low chance that we can win if we don't win this turn. I think we probably just die next turn. So we are going to go for this. We'll go for Trombo. Activate Trombo effect. We send this. That would have been really good, but unfortunately not here. We'll probably just change this to defense, I think, with what we've got here. We'll summon out Spectre. Activate Spectre. We go 1, 2. Summon out Eternal Heaven. Then we just attack directly with this. I think that's the best we can do with what we've got. The issue is we got these two cards stuck in our hand. If these weren't stuck in our hand, I'd be feeling pretty good. But only getting 3 draws next turn kind of sucks. We're also in, like, I think an okay spot. Because he'd have to have... Right, now he's just going to hit the fresh one, and then we're just dead. Okay. If he hit the fresh one, we would super cooked. The issue is Innovator. We don't really have anything to deal with Innovator. So if he just summons Innovator, we're just kind of cooked regardless. Okay, we had back row hate for all of it. Now it just comes down to, did he draw 3 back row hate and Innovator? I mean, if he did, that's just like the most custom hand of all time. There's nothing we can do about that. But if he hasn't, okay, then yeah, we're fine. And we even get to keep a monster. This is like the best case scenario. Because now there is a slim chance that we can draw a monster and one of the 2 remaining guys in... Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. And that's just the win, right? We just win. We don't have thingy in the graveyard yet. So tribute over the summon. Tribute over the summon. And go 1, 2. Summon this. Attack directly. Straight pierce. Boost the attack up. Go to battle. Boof! Direct attack! Show me the list. You want to see this list? Again, this is a meme list, so don't read too much into this. Where is the Innovator when I need it? I mean, you open those 3 back row, hey, I was like, oh god. This is the list, Sora. This is our list. I don't know about Whistling Bird's list. It's up to him if he wants to share that. I'm Coggle ready. I want to play memes. So, alright, the logic of the deck is, if you can get out Gaia Conqueror of Champions, it's 26. If you can get out Enigmatic Princess, that's 17. If you then get out a second Enigmatic Princess, that's now 6,000 damage. So if you can go double Enigmatic Princess and Gaia, that's just lethal. Or if you go Enigmatic plus Gaia plus straight Pierce, that's 6,300. So that is the entire strategy, is just do that, right? Did you have the Pierce set? No, the Pierce was in our hand still. But again, the skill is 3 times. So, because we went second... Oh no, we went first this time, didn't we? You can add from your deck or grave to the bottom of your deck. Only once per duel of its draw phase, you'll draw 2 or 5 cards. There we go. Twice per duel if going first, thrice if going second. So we could just keep adding it. But yeah, that is the thing. We still had 1 more activation, so we were going to be fine either way, right? Alright. Do you want to play again, Whistling Bird? Because we generally do best of 3, but it's up to you if you want to do best of 3 or not. It's up to you. Is this Monaco? Yes, this is Monaco. Although, I should say it is Monaco, because Monaco is a place and also a video game. Best of 3, then, yeah? Yeah, we can do a best of 3. And then that'd be a good way to, like, round out the stream. Buh. Hello again, Vali. Welcome, welcome. Muting you again? Haha. Every time someone says they're muting me, there's a little voice in the back of my head that's like, no, he's not. He's watching the stream intently. He sees all of my back row. He knows everything. He's just saving face. That's a hand. We never like opening Pierce. Like, it always feels really bad to just open it. Hello, Tomato. Hello, Cyclone. Set. Pass. Hasty. I guess he's got 2 cards in hand, which is actually kind of annoying, because I can't do this! Is it even worth doing a Gaia play? I don't really want to have 2 super low defense monsters, because I can just get punished really badly anyway. Alright, let's go Horn Knight. Screw it. We'll go for the fun play, rather than the boring play. And then, we will simply mill the Cursed Dragon. Boo. Take that, Gradius. Then we'll pass. Unfortunately, 2300 pass is not the scariest board of all time. You know that I know nothing because I walked into your shadies. You can always walk into my shadies. There's multiple. Another Gradius. I don't know if Acebreaker is worth playing, if I'm being honest. I also don't really know what Leading Actor's doing. Like, I feel like the deck already has enough milling. I don't think you need Leading Actor as well. And I don't think we're playing any 500 defense cards. And we're on Gold Rush. Holy shit. Are we just playing, like, one of all the bosses? I feel like this deck cannot be consistent at all. We're playing Leading Actor. We're playing Acebreaker. We're playing Mirror Innovator, apparently at multiple copies. And we're playing Gold Rush. We should get the new Ultimate Flag stuff in Duel Links. The new Ultimate Flag stuff is really bad, is the issue. And the way that people are playing it is with the Gradius stuff, like in OCG. The fact that we're playing Gold Rush as well means we have to be playing Tough Striker. Oh, no, we don't have to. I suppose we could just use it as a Gradius engine. I mean, we're almost dead. It would have been nice if he hit this with the back row rather than the other card, but it is what it is. I don't think there's a world in which we live here, but we'll try. Yeah, this is pretty rough. Alright, Spectre. Activate the effect. 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess you're going. Then we'll go Horn Knives. Activate the effect. Still not helpful. Then we will tribute both. Summon out this. We still, by the way, do not have its effect live, so go ahead and use it now. We'll set. I guess we'll do this. Boop. Alright. Our win con is that he doesn't normal summon anything. Yeah, it is what it is, right? We didn't draw particularly well. The only other thing we could have done is our turn 2. We could have just set 2 monsters instead of summoning out Battle-Tested Gaia. Outside of that, there's not really anything we could have done here. Hello, is this a duel room for followers or ranking? This is technically a duel room, but this is a challenge that someone's done by using their channel points. All right, fingers crossed. We draw playable this time. We didn't get out any of our fusions in that last game at all, which was pretty rough. Ugh! Why does this keep happening? Okay, so the question is going to be, do we just set everything? Alright, I tell you, we'll do this. I'm going to summon this, activate the effect. I'm going to send this to the bin. I'm going to change this to defense. Then I'm going to summon out Horn Knives, activate its effect. Ah, that's a shame. Then I'm going to tribute set over this and hold this in hand. Alright. This is the line. Thank you for the follow, David. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, who even needs Pot of Greed, man? Legends hold us back. We don't need those. Right, Barrage of Steel. That's fine. Because that's basically free value for us. Vic Viper. Every duel this man is opening. Option / multiple and Vic Viper. Every game. We struggled to do this when we were playing this deck pure. Alright, beginning. Send it, bring it back, activate the effect again, mill again. Oh, we're just not even... Okay. Ripple Laser. Set a monster. What's the last card? If it's a boss monster. He's playing a ton of bosses, though. So he should be kind of bricked up a lot. The idea is use the skill to try and unbrick. Okay. Why would you hit that specifically? Because now I get a discount on my boss that you should infer that I already have based on how I've been playing. Haha! It was me, Curse of Dragon. Tribute Curse of Dragon to summon. Is there a world I'm not sure do anything like super meaningful here? We have what, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can get the rest of them into the bin either way. I could change it to defense, pierce over. Realistically, there is no benefit to that unless we get another Gaia, which I think is so unlikely. So we'll summon out Trombo. We'll activate Trombo. We'll send this to the grave. That is awkward. We got the Gaia, but it's not enough because of how we set this up. So the question now becomes, how do we play this? If I want the draw, I have to do it that way. I could also attack directly for 56. Not 56, 46. And then get another 800 in. Which is like, that's so close, but it's not lethal. Right, we'll activate this effect. Going for the special summon doesn't really do anything outside of put it in the graveyard. It puts it back in the deck. We physically can't anyway because we want to summon this one. Alright, I think this is the play. We tribute over this to summon another one. We activate the effect. We combine these two together into this. We set, activate, draw a card. It's like we're like so close to having something really cool, but we just don't. So we'll tribute to summon out this. I mean, we can just clear this board. We don't have to do anything beyond that. In which case we get to keep 3 back row. I mean, how much damage is this now? This is 18. And then this could attack over this for 46, 38 plus 18. Is 56. We're so close to lethal. Do we actually not have lethal? Do we actually not have it? No, because that'd be 21. My maths is just bad. No, it's not 21. 46, 38. 38 plus 18. 48, 56. Yeah. I guess either way we'll do this. Because we want to just use it as well as just get a load of damage in. Put them on 2,000. Or maybe I should have used Curse, actually. Because now, if I draw just a Spectre, it's now not lethal. Whereas it would have been. I think maybe I should have just used the Curse. Put them down to 300. I think that was the better play. Multiple, use the effect, mills a high level. Aim Eagle effect, send both to the graveyard. Probably summon out the Gold Rush we revealed, add back Gradius. Oh no, we are going for Mirror Innovator. I'm not sure I like going for Mirror Innovator here. Because like, yeah, it gets really big, but like, the other one gets us a discount, effectively, because we get a body back. Oh, we can go for both. Okay, I respect this play. I feel like we are going to get a Spectre off the top and then not have lethal, which is going to be really, really sad. Because, yeah, we live this. And then we'll be able to attack him directly for probably 17, put him down to 3, and then not be able to close it out because we held on to Curse. The logic of holding Curse was if he has back row hate, he won't be able to hit all of our back row, right? But it didn't matter anyway. It looks like all he's playing is back row hate and monsters. It looks like I don't think we've seen a single trap. Or back row that isn't back row hate. Okay, if we find Gaia, we just win. Right, Gaia plus a way to summon Gaia is just lethal. We'll add this for the sake of it. Like, Gaia and a way to summon it. Back in the deck. Go into this. No, don't do that. No, yes. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Go for the direct attacker, because why not? We might as well show off the whole line, right? We'll just show everything. Am I dead here? I should be dead here. Inno, where were you turn 1? Yeah, if you had that, obviously I was going to be absolutely screwed. I have a chance to versus the clock. Nah. We were never going to time out there. But yeah, I don't know. I think this deck is like, it's cool. It's like a fun little thing. But obviously it has a lot of issues, right? It is by definition a meme deck. We knew this was a meme deck when we built it. We knew it was a meme deck when we played it. It is very much a meme deck, right? It feels like 1 attacking 10 away. I assume your build is playing just back row hate and then nothing but monsters. That's what I assume, because you're playing so many high levels. Also, I'm really not sold on imaginary leading actor for the deck. I think everything else I see the vision. Imaginary leading actor, I'm like, it's just a vanilla Mills 3. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it personally. Yeah, you need to find the guy, basically. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the deck is like not too bad at stalling as well, because if you can go into Enigmatic Princess, you're just not taking damage from it, which is also just really nice. But with that all said and done, I should go and see if anyone is streaming. It doesn't like anyone is streaming that we would typically raid into, so we're probably just going to be done. We're probably just going to be done, guys. With the lovely music of Final Fantasy X-2, we are going to be done for the day. So, I mean, today went quite well. We got to play some games of ladder. We got to play against Bird, which was quite fun. We got to yap. We obviously love yapping. And we will be back again after Christmas. We'll be back on Sunday, where again, it will be the Digimon stream. And then after Digimon, we're going into the Rarity stream for the Zuijo birthday thing, where I'm going to get bullied by Hikari. So, I hope everyone has a good Christmas or happy holidays, whatever the heck you guys do. Hope you have a good one. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye!